Welcome to episode 23 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man whose moisturizer is doing its job. Stephen, how you going?
It's hot.
Hey, you were saying, you told me just before it was doing its job.
No, not the moisturizer, the weather, sorry. No, I'm good. We, to all my friends out there who are doing the retail, I feel for you, because people are hitting their Black Friday weeks, which is dumb because it's Black Friday, not Black Friday week. I wonder if they decided to extend it, people decided to do it in weeks, because one day is too chaotic. People died in America for those deals.
Yeah, so, getting trampled for the bundaroos,
So, yeah, to the people who are working Black Friday and who are also going to be doing Boxing Day, you guys are troopers. Keep it up.
Yeah. Nothing but respect for our troops.
You guys are essential workers.
Yeah, man. I found out that with the whole essential workers thing, that there was like a whole thing. It's like, oh, well, you probably shouldn't have been considered essential. And we're like, we break the law? Maybe. Well, I've worked through. That's fine. But more exciting than reminiscing about the good times we had in COVID lockdowns. We got some news. We got some shit to talk about. We got
new news.
Yeah. So finally, the Grammys are recognizing video games, which is cool. Because game soundtracks are incredible in times. There's some of the best music around in games, but they've got some weird choices. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like what the window's supposed to be, because there's a lot of 2024s in there. You're like, oh well, maybe they're doing the thing that's like last year and they're doing it in the 2025, and then next year it'll be the 2025 ones. No, it's not that at all. So the nominees are Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which was 2024. No, and this is for the 2025 Grammys. Okay. So, because I don't know a single person that played that game, to be honest. Doesn't mean the music's bad. Because Avatar's music is... The thing is, Avatar to me was just such an unremarkable film. Well, both of them. I thought the second one was a little better. I got talked into saying it. But I don't remember any of the music from Avatar at all. I tell you what, I'm not putting it on my Boner Jams playlist, that's for sure. Helldivers 2, which was it really 2023? Damn, that sounds... I swear it was last year, wasn't it? What are you doing? What does that say? Is it really... It can't be 2023. Pull it up, Jamie. Pull it up. Fuck you, Steam. But yeah, Helldivers, I think as well, the music I really, really liked. But is that the best? No, it's 2024. Fuck you, Lewis, for Googling shit wrong. So 2024. Okay. So maybe there's only one in here now that proves that theory. But music was really good, but I think it would be something that I would put on as a selection for the best music, but I don't think it would win. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was about to say, it's just like, I don't really remember much of the Helldivers soundtrack because I'm too focused with the sound of my heartbeat in my ears, trying not to let the team down and die because it's frantic and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it is pretty chaotic, which is what I love about it, to be honest. But yeah, the music is good in Helldivers. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I'm going to be honest, I played like 5 hours and I'm like, this just ain't for me. And I'm sure the music's good, but it's Indiana Jones music, right? It's just, like we've got Avatar music, right? So we've got music that's from movies. We've got Indiana Jones music, which is essentially from movies. We've got Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars music is good, but it's essentially, once again, music from movies. It's 2024 as well. And then we've got Sword of the Sea, which was this year, so 2025. So it is including 2025 games. So no Expedition 33? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on?
They've had a live performance.
Yeah, no Clear Obscure, dog. What's going on? So I don't think the Grammys are sending their best for this kind of thing. Sword of the Sea soundtrack is fucking superb, though. I saw Alex play a little bit of it, and the soundtrack is great, and it definitely deserves a nomination. And I feel like all the music in there is good. It wasn't the worst choices, but it's just weird that it just feels a little off, and definitely a bit out of touch from people who probably aren't gamers as well.
Well, this is the first time they've
arguably
done it, right?
Yeah, and arguably that could be a good thing. It could be taking the music more objectively because it's done by people who are critiquing music and not games. But I feel like when you play a game, it's like you get far more immersed in the music, and the music ends up. It's more than it just being standalone. It is how it makes you feel when you play it as well. That's why I think the Expedition 33 music's so good. It's because everything it makes you feel as you play the game. And this isn't me like, no, Expedition 33 deserves more. But I think a lot of people would be in the same boat as me here. I'm glad video games are being recognised in this way, but we looked up the other night. I haven't seen what it is, the Grammys viewership, but it was like the Oscars viewership's like 18 million. You're like, okay, it's pretty respectable. What was the Game Awards last year? And it's like 156 million views. You're like, oh, these are not even comparable at all. And it's like, this has over 9 times the viewership. That's fucking crazy.
I can get that because, like, especially nowadays, it's like with the collection of just normies and just sweats, it's a lot of people consuming that media. A lot of people like playing games.
Games? What I hear, the revenue from games is double movies. Yeah, it's like more than double movies and music combined. It's absurd. It's so more than double those combined.
So what you're saying is they need to do a Lego game adaptation of Wicked.
It's time, Stephen. It's time. I've been saying for years. I've been saying ever since I was a little boy, and my mum took me to the stage show of Wicked, and I was like, "This needs to be a video game."
A Lego one.
My brother chimed in from the background playing with his Legos, and a Lego one. I'm like, "Shut up, idiot! They'll never make Lego video games." Later that summer, Lego Island released and changed the world.
What an experience, though.
Yeah, Lego Island was fun, man. Dude, I was looking it up the other week though, and I was like, "This game looks awful."
This is rough.
Yeah, but at the time, yeah, Lego Island was a lot of fun. There's a lot of charm to it. You can
jump on a bike. You can pretty sure you could ride the skateboard just to
there's a racetrack.
Yeah,
do some races. Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool, man. It was like, yes, it's not a full open world, but it's like a fairly open game for what it was.
And yes, the only one who actually progresses the story is Pepper, but it's cool that you got to play as everyone else. Yeah. Like the policeman.
Did you ever play that? Yeah, I love committing police brutality in Lego. I like seeing their little fucking arms pop off, mate.
Did you ever play what?
Yeah. Did you ever play the sequel?
I played a demo of it for PlayStation 1, and it was odd because it was definitely a different stylistic choice. It was like more of you Crash Bandicoot. It's like, we want the Crash Bandicoot sort of crowd, not a diss.
Dude, bro, man, guy. Oh,
dude, bro.
Did you when you play Crash Bandicoot, when you're like playing, and then he goes like, "Whoa!" You're like, man, that blew my mind. It blew my little fucking mind. I love Crash Bandicoot. I'm actually, so people always think, I don't know why, I often like the first game more in like trilogies and so on. I don't know why I'm this way. Halo 1 is my favourite Halo, and some people are like, "Oh, what's the first one you played?" I was like, really? Halo 3 was the first one I played. So, and but yeah, man, the first Crash Bandicoot, I played Crash 3 before I played any of them. 3 and then Team Racing, and then I went back and played 1. Crash 1 hits for me so hard. I don't know what it is specifically. I feel like it gets a little. As much as when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, power ups, yeah. There's an adult. I'm like, man, I just like mastering these few mechanics. I don't know.
As soon as
Maybe
you
it's
play
because-
3, as soon as you play 3 and you pick up the Zuka, you're just like, the Seymour skin is pathetic.
Yeah, I actually do think the bazooka, like as a kid, you're like, that's the coolest thing ever. You can just go through the level slowly and kill everything before you get to it. And as an adult, I'm like, yeah, this is the fucking worst way to play the game.
Yeah.
Like the tornado spin's pretty cool as like a platforming kind of mechanic to traverse like larger gaps. But Crash One, that's my jam right
I
there.
definitely prefer the Crash 2 body slam than the belly flop. The belly flop's just silly. Spinning like
Yeah,
a
but there's
frisbee,
those
just
special
come down.
boxes. Stephen, there's those special boxes you got to break through though, man.
Nah.
But, yeah, but that anyway. I'm glad the games are getting a bit more recognition, and I hope that in future though they'll compile lists from the year that's been, and I bet Avatar is just gonna fucking win the award, and it's gonna make me salty for just being an Avatar hater.
I could get into Avatar. I kind of found it boring and too slow paced for me.
For me, it's not even the pacing. I just thought it was like you said though, it was boring. It was like it was visually really great, but that was kind of it. That was all it really had. And I'm like, man, James Cameron, you have made some of the best movies of all time. You know, this man, okay, I'm not a big Titanic enjoyer, not because I think it's bad, it's just not my type of film, but Terminator 2, I think, is the best action film of all time. Like, genuinely, it's a fucking masterpiece. It's so good. And dude, it's got so much Guns N' Roses in it. It's fucking awesome. You're like, this goes so and of course he did Aliens, which is amazing. My favorite Alien movie as well. Is not a horror fan, but a sci-fi horror fan. I'm like, Aliens fucking rules. So, and then he's like, okay, here we go, Avatar. You're like, oh, The Last Airbender, I love that shit.
Oh,
Is this? So
it's
Yeah.
Smurfs where they have dicks in their braids.
but when she was like, I see you, Jake Sully, I felt that. No, I don't think it's terrible, but it's like, this is fine. It's for a movie that grossed so much money, and I think it was partly because of 3D was the new thing, and he was using the best 3D technology, and it was genuinely a good 3D experience, and it made all that money. I think people just overlooked, because what's like the cultural impact of Avatar? It doesn't seem very big. Like,
No,
when do you
no.
hear people really talk about it?
That's not true. That is not true at all. The biggest cultural impact they had is there was an Avatar porn, and they painted them all up. The only parts they didn't paint up was their bits for obvious reasons, but that was at the time, maybe it still is, the most expensive porno.
What about Pirates? And Pirates 2?
I don't know. I'm not a pornographer.
Because that was the big thing back in the day, that Pirates was the most expensive porn film ever made, and it was like a big thing. But
Let us know in the comments what your favourite expensive porno is.
is it Backdoor Sluts 9? I hope so. It's a banger. So this is the thing that's been exciting me the most, and it's not the porno chat. But Valve came out with some announcements and showed 3 new products, proving Valve can count to 3. So just gotta talk a little bit about these products, because I'm quite excited for these. So the first one on the list here, obviously as well, they've already got the Steam Deck, and there's not going to be a new Steam Deck for some time, which is still all good. So the Steam controller, a lot of people are saying it's fucking ugly, and look, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, okay? And I'm out here fucking holding bees, because I think this shit is beautiful. So they've showed that off. It is a big stonking controller with most of it looks like a normal controller. You got your face buttons, you got all the standard kind of face buttons you'd expect to have, D-pad, 2 thumbsticks. They are parallel sticks, much like the PlayStation. And then you got these 2 big fucking trackpads on there, which I've talked about. Is just navigating a PC if you're on like a lounge setup, much better. Makes it far easier to get your way around. But they also think if you want to play an RTS or something, which, I mean, if you're playing an RTS on a controller, you're still a madman, but it makes it far easier and more accessible to play these types of games with these touchpads. And a lot of people who've got the Steam Deck love them. So this kind of has a similar layout to Steam Deck. It's also got four programmable back buttons. It's got gyro, high definition rumble, next generation magnetic thumbsticks, which are great. So TMR sticks are the future, and this is what everyone should be putting in their controllers. But Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox are dog cunts and want to keep giving you stick drift. Valve is saying no to that. Also, 8-bit Do, that's got TMR sticks in it as well, because they're not trying to rip you off. So it's great that Valve's doing that as well. It comes with what they call the puck. So you plug it in, it's USB to the PC, and then the little magnetic puck sticks to the back of the controller to charge it. They say it's going to get about 35 hours battery, and that's also what pairs it to the PC. So I believe you can do it via Bluetooth or just straight USB, like USB-C into the controller, but the puck is lower latency, and that is very much what you want. That's what you want to be doing.
Just as long as it's real, like when games are getting released, they're having, the Steam controller in mind. It should be easy to like keybind.
Yeah, so at least through Steam, you can bind all your keys through Steam regardless. So you can bypass whoever's game it is if they don't have key binding and just bind them through Steam, and that'll work for that game. So that's something I love about Steam. I mean, I love everything about Steam. I'm a Steam fanboy. It is just the best platform, period. So yeah, so that was exciting. Very, very happy to see that. I'm definitely going to get the controller. Definitely on board. We can't technically buy them in New Zealand. New Zealand's one of the countries that they don't ship to, but eventually a third party will bring them in, or I'll fucking find a way.
But doesn't fucking Gaben live in New Zealand or have a property in New Zealand?
I know, he fucking lives here. Gaben, please, don't fucking live in my country and not ship your shit to my country, alright? I speak on behalf of all of New Zealanders when I say this, okay?
I just like the idea of him just looking out the window at whatever New Zealand landscape he's in. He's like, I love this country. And instead of having his hands like old man folded behind them, they're folded behind him, but he's holding the new Steam controller. So I love this country.
It's too beautiful to ship things here, though. I'm not doing it. No, Gabe, no. So yeah, that was the first, and that's, I think in a lot of ways, for most people, it's probably the least exciting. But I actually think I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also just a real hardware nerd, so I love getting new controllers and shit like that. So the next one, the GabeCube. Oh, sorry, the Steam Machine. So,
the PS2. I mean, the PC2.
PC2. Yeah, PC so good. Why there's no PC2? Oh! Soy face. So this is essentially a desktop PC, but designed to be put under your TV, using it with the Steam controller. Let's go over. So it's running SteamOS. So SteamOS has become better and better over the years, and SteamOS is optimized for gaming with fast suspend, resume, and cloud saves. That's just the start. Small form factor, it's roughly 6 inches. Hell yeah. It's cool and quiet. It says I/O for days. It does have a few ports. It doesn't have enough ports if you would use it as like your main PC, but using it as like a lounge gaming PC, absolutely. So for the CPU and GPU, it says 4K gaming at 60 frames, with FSR, so you're going to need to upscale if you want the 60 frames 4K, but that's kind of to be we're not really at a 4K 60. We were expecting to be there by now, but unless you're buying a top end graphics card, you're not really hitting 4K 60 without upscaling, which is a shame because I thought we'd be there by now. Storage comes in 512 and 2 terabyte. It's got Wi-Fi 6E, and there's no big old power brick. So it's just power supplies baked in there. And something that at first you're like, it says, the wording is, there's an LED strip, y'all. It says keeps tabs on system status like download progress, even when the screen is off. But it says customize it with different colors and animations, or turn it off. So I'm so glad they put that on there, because most of the time I don't want that lighting up in my lounge. I'm trying to watch a movie or something, the light's off, and I see this little bloop, bloop, little bar going along. No, thank you. Yes, there's going to be Steam Machine verified. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the second attempt at Steam Machines. I was going to say their attempt, but in a way it's not. It's, well, not theirs. Steam Machines previously were done by other companies. So there was like an Alienware Steam Machine, stuff like that. But that was pretty early days of SteamOS. That did not do well. But the technology has caught up to being easier to do. So I'll go on the ports on there. So you've got on the front 2 USB 3As, micro SD, indicator LED as a power button. On the back you've got DisplayPort and HDMI, AC power connector, Ethernet. You got 2 USB 2As on the back and 1 USB-C. Good thing about some people are like, not enough USB-Cs. The good thing about USB-C is that it is a powerful port, and you can plug a USB hub in it through to USB-C and expand that out if you need more USB-C devices. So the specs, the hardware, it's a semi-custom AMD Zen 4, so 6C, so 6 cores, 12 threads for the CPU. GPU is an AMD RDNA 3 GPU. So, and that's about 8 gigs of video memory on that, which a lot of people are like, it's not enough, but we will see, because SteamOS is supposedly getting about 30% better performance than Windows. So we'll have to see. Like 16 gigs of RAM as well, which doesn't sound like a heap for a gaming machine these days, but that's because we're used to Windows just gobbling up all our fucking RAM. So, yeah, I want to see what the real world performance is like, and I'm sure we will see that in time. And last things, it's gigabit Ethernet. Last things really, just bro, I'll let you go. No, not let you go, but there you go. It's DisplayPort 1.4. which is up to 4K at 240 Hz or 8K at 60, as HDMI 2.0, which is up to 4K at 120, which some people are like, oh, man, I wanted a slightly later version of HDMI on there, like an HDMI 2.1, but it is what it is, to be fair, for the most part. I'm probably not going to run anything that... You're not going to run things that are going to be 4K 120 anyway, but I think it's more for the future. And that supports HDR, FreeSync, and CEC, which I actually don't know what CEC is. Sorry, Stephen. I've talked enough shit.
No, you're all good. What is when you're saying it's like, might not be that much RAM? Who knows? Like, they might do what PlayStation does, like down the line, is add some things like, if you're able to, like, they might sell their own Steam branded like things of RAM you can chuck in, or just little or like hard drives. Now PlayStation have their own.
In terms of the hard drive. So the RAM I don't believe is upgradable, but I don't know if the drives are either in this. They are NVMe drives, so you may be able to get to them and just completely put in a bigger drive. But they've said at the moment one of the things is there's just the micro SD slot is going to be one of the ways that to get more on there. But we'll have to see about the speeds, because NVMe is far, far faster than micro SD. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm definitely interested if the price is right, because it's nice to have a little lounge PC, and it could be great as a little media unit as well. Yeah, I like this a lot. Good form factor. Yeah.
And it's also, I reckon, to be good for people who have like if the price point is good. It'd be good for people who have wanted to get into PC gaming, but a little bit overwhelmed with like setting it up, what goes in where. It's like at least if you get something that's straight out of the box that like does the thing you need. I think that's cool.
It makes PC gaming more accessible, which is great, because they've said as well, like, you could just use this as a desktop computer if you want with SteamOS. Like, for the most part, most things you're going to do are in a web browser, right? So for the average person, do they need the whole power of Windows and everything Windows does? Probably not. So if you're someone who's like, oh, I like to play some games and then I just use the web browser for sometimes for Facebook or do internet banking and stuff, it does all that. So yeah, I like this a lot. It seems like as well, it's a good time for them to do it. When Microsoft is looking fairly weak with the Xbox, and they're almost trying to onboard their customers to Windows, it seems like, with Microsoft. Like they seem like that's like giving them an off-ramp from Xbox to Windows PC gaming, and then it's like, oh, a new challenger. So great time for them to announce this. It really could go to like in their favor. Who knows if it will? To be fair as well, with Valve, they like to move slow, but try to do things right. I mean, we saw with the initial failure of the previous Steam machines and the earlier versions of SteamOS just not being fleshed out enough. The original Steam controller, which I have got, I thought I still had it behind me, but I think I put it away. Which wasn't that well received, but didn't have a right thumbstick. They've learned the error of their ways. All the stuff Steam Link for like streaming your games across from the other side of your house. So all these things that were cool ideas, and maybe the execution wasn't the best, but Valve's only like, we looked it up last night actually, it was like 336 employees was the last like head count in like 2021. It's not a massive company, like in terms of that. They just get people like, oh, we'll get 10 people to work on the side project and see how you go, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope it is a success, and I say if the price is right and we can actually get them in New Zealand, Gabe, come on now,
you live here,
come on. Then yeah, I'd consider picking one up.
Also, I'm a big silly man and I need to quickly turn my light on. Take it away.
All right, the third and final announcement they made is not Half-Life 3, but Steam Frame. So this is a VR, it's supposed to be VR and non-VR gaming. So this is a lot closer to what you get with the Quest 2, Quest 3 is the current one, but which I do have. So it's all built into the headset itself. We got the specs. Oh, well, actually, before we get there, it's got a wireless adapter as well. So using 6 gigahertz, so it's short range. But this is for streaming games from your PC to the headset as well. So what is cool about that is you can still get the complete untethered experience, but with the full PC VR power, because you're only going to get so much power on a Snapdragon chip, and there's still like, I went from having the Oculus Rift, the first generation, which I really enjoyed, to then getting the Quest 2, and it was like, oh, the Quest has got these shortcomings because the speakers aren't as good. To be fair, the speakers on the original Oculus, insane 3D audio, like amazing. So you get the Quest 2 and like, oh, the audio's not as good and the picture's a little better, but there's all these things that were better about the first gen, and then you go untethered and it's like raw dogging for the first time. You're like, holy shit, what the fuck? This is what I've been missing out on. Untethered just beats everything. Like, even if it's like oh, you could have a better screen and better speakers and stuff. As soon as you cut the fucking cord, it's like, this is the shit. This is so much better. That every game I played in a tethered experience, I always knew exactly which way I was facing. I was like, okay, I've turned this way. I could feel the cord, so untethered, I'd take the headset off and be like, I'm facing the wall. What the fuck? When did I get turned around like this?
And
you
I'm
just completely
naked.
lose. Sorry, go on.
And I'm naked.
How did this happen? What happened to my clothes? Yeah, so cool that they're doing their own little dongle with it as well, because that is even better than the network streaming, which network streaming is pretty good. I've played games like that, and I have enjoyed that. But yeah, so it's got the some people didn't like they're like, oh, camera tracking. We don't want the inside the headset cameras. We want outside trackers because that tracks better. Bro, setting up those little beacons is getting them just right can be a pain in the ass. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's also got IR, so for the infrared, so you can, if you're playing in a dimly lit room, it still can see, which is awesome. It's got eye tracking. A lot of these features as well, the Quest 3 does have. So the pancake lenses, which 2160 by 2160 LCD. They did try OLED, but they said that there was a lot more light bleed from it, so they thought the LCD was better. Refresh rate between 72 to 144 hertz. They say seamless audio experience. I've heard people have tried it. They're like, the audio didn't blow them away, but that's part of having the lighter headset. It's all built into the front there with the battery at the back. I've got some new controllers which look pretty slick. The same magnetic thumbsticks that are in the Steam controller. Easy battery access, they say, for up to 40 hours. Let me see, where's the weight? Oh, they've got there's also like a little expansion port on the bottom of there, so I wonder what that's going to be for. They've also got auxiliary jack, so if you want to use your own headphones for a more immersive experience, you can. So it's a 4 nanometer Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 or 1 terabyte storage, and micro SD support. The battery is rechargeable. This is 21.6 WH. I can't remember what this is. Lithium ion battery. What is this? What is that WH? What does this mean again? Watt hour. That's right. Look, I'm not a scientist, okay? So the head strap says here, head strap weight is 245 grams. That says with the battery on the back of it. And you're not telling me the weight of the actual headset. Oh yeah, core module. There we go. 185 grams. So it's 440 grams all up. It's a pretty fucking light headset for VR for this kind of grade. It's awesome. Built-in mic, which is apparently pretty good. The pass-through cameras are only like monochrome, which people are like, oh man, what, but how often do you use those pass-through cameras? I use them if I'm like, I need to get a drink, and then I double tap my headset for my Quest 2, and then it goes into the monochrome cameras, and I can walk around the house. I live alone, okay, with a dog. He keeps me safe. Don't think of breaking in, he'll maul you. But no one's gonna see me. I play with the curtains closed. I don't want to look like an idiot through my window. Do you remember the iToy ads when it's like people go? Good ad though, good ad. So it's got Wi-Fi 7 as well, so a little future-proofed there. But yeah, man, it looks like a good headset. It runs SteamOS on the headset, which is fucking awesome. So yeah, this is one thing I got a little ecosystemed by Meta with the Quest, because I was like, I want to play games directly on the headset because it is the better experience generally. And yeah, but would I change ecosystem? Yes. Oh, dude, I skipped over one big thing too. So introduced what's called foveated streaming. So there's foveated rendering, which is uses the eye tracking. So it has this as well, where you're looking, the resolution is better, and when you move your eyes over to like another part of the screen, that resolution kicks up to full res, and it's with the really fast eye tracking, you don't realize it's even doing it. This foveated streaming, what it does from that dongle when it's streaming the game from your PC to the headset, is it streams that bit of data into the headset when you look at it, essentially. So means what you use way less bandwidth to do it, which is fucking awesome. And I saw Linus from Linus Tech Tips playing around with it, and he was like, I'm trying to break it, and just looking around everywhere like bam, 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 with his eyes than his head, but you get what I'm saying. And he was like, I can't break it, it's too fast. And so it's really cool tech. Happy to see there's also a successor to the Index. And yeah, man, just this now in the Steam hardware, you've got the Steam Deck, so you've got your handheld console. Also, they've said performance of the Steam machine is six times greater than the performance of the Steam Deck, which is awesome. Steam controller, Steam machine, Steam frame. I'm excited for this lineup, man. This is really, really cool. It's a good time to be a PC gamer.
And also a good time to, with the somewhat console coming out, good time to like dip your toes into PC gaming.
Yeah. It's going to be for a little bit less money than just building a hardcore gaming PC. And yes, you could build a far better PC than this is going to perform. That's always the way, and that is always going to be the way. But if you like playing games, if you are already a gamer, if you're already a PC gamer, but you're like, oh, I like to play games in the lounge sometimes, but I don't want to lug my PC out there, or I don't want to have a full PC set up there. The footprint of this is really small. Like I've said, the PS5 in my lounge. Yeah, I've got the dark plates now, and somehow makes it look half the size. But the PS5's a big fucking ugly ass eyesore. It takes up so much room in your setup. This is a little fucking cube. This is just a little guy. This is a 6-inch cube. It's a great form factor. Like, it looks like you stack probably similar to the size if you stack two of them on top of each other. Is probably the size of the Xbox Series X, which I actually think the form factor of that's not bad, and it looks the part in your home theater. Just the PlayStation, like, yeah, bro, fucking popped collar, big ass router looking motherfucker. Come on, man.
Heavy.
Look, I know as well it's the best. Well, technically the PS5 Pro is the best console out right now, really. But goddamn, that thing is such an eyesore. Why'd they do that?
It's almost like
stand out.
It's almost like someone doing a concept art of what things would look like in the future.
Yeah. Does have a bit of that vibe, eh?
Everyone's going to wear high collars in the future.
Yeah, everyone, including PlayStations. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. But this goes on to the next thing. So, like, there's been a lot of talks, is Steam a monopoly? So, like, kind of, but no. Like, there are other platforms, but they don't. They're not like anti-competitive. The reason that they've got people on their platform is that it's the best platform. Like, so EA used to do more on their own launcher and eventually bent the knee and like, we're putting games back on Steam because they realize they're going to sell more copies. Like, yes, it's nice not paying Valve 30% on every game sold, but you're going to sell more copies and you're actually going to make more money in the long run. And those games accessible. With the Activision Blizzard, Blizzard had some games that were on their own launcher, and then eventually, the Activision Blizzard King merger with Xbox happened, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're bringing everything to. Yeah, Overwatch is now on Steam, all sorts. Makes sense. Ubisoft, their games are on Steam. I can't remember if they left or not. It's only Epic Games, and their whole thing's like, we're only going to charge people 12%, instead of the 30%. And then for a long time, like, we're not making any money. It's like, well, skill issue. So, Valve's not anti-competitive. I'm sure as well, if Epic Games were like, you should put your new game, you should put Deadlock on our platform, I don't think Valve would say no. I just don't think they're going to ask. I don't think... they're not about doing exclusives, really. So
they're just like Epic's like, what if you release Deadlock on Epic Games? And Steve's like, yeah, what if?
They're like, all right, you do that, and we'll do that, but you release Fortnite on Steam. Oh no, we're not going to do that.
That's
But yeah, that's kind of all the Epic Store's got going for it. And Alan Wake 2, but I'm still waiting till it comes to Steam. Or I'll eventually play it on PlayStation, because it was on PlayStation. But there's one thing that's holding back Steam. Well, not Steam. SteamOS. And that's kernel level anti-cheat is holding back Linux gaming. Because it currently does not exist on Steam OS. It's something that doesn't exist on Linux. But I feel like if they get enough of an install base, they'll eventually start bringing this. They'll figure out ways to make this work. Like, I don't think it's so easy to be like, it's going to do it, because the back end, like at the kernel level, Linux and Windows are very, very different. But I think that if they get a big enough install base, you're kind of going to have to figure something out for this anti-cheat. Really. So, at this stage though, if you want to play Arc Raiders, you're playing it on Windows. You're not playing it on Mac. I don't think, at least. I haven't looked at that, but let's be honest, who brings their games to Mac? Yeah. You're not going to be playing that on Linux right now. So, I would very much like to see that change, but we'll see. And until then, I'd be dual booting. But I'm considering, like, friend of the show, Scriptlet. He was installing SteamOS last night, and I want to know how it goes for him. Because if I didn't use Windows for work, I'd consider just changing. I'm so sick of Windows fucking bloat and just, we've done an update, we've broken something that's worked for 15 years. You're like, oh, you can't do it again. Like, I'm just liking Microsoft less as a company. As much as I disliked Microsoft, but I liked Xbox, and now Xbox is just making moves that are putting me off them as well. And I'm like, man, we really need competition to Windows. And I hope SteamOS is that. Or Bazite. It's another Linux one. Stephen, would you consider running SteamOS if it played all the games you wanted it to?
Yeah, because especially the old rig, I was getting so much bloat. And plus, does that mean if we get SteamOS, we can get the startup screens from the Steam?
I think so, yeah.
Then 100%, yes, I would.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, something to consider. And for that old PC, is your brother using that?
He's shopping for a monitor.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's alright. But that, like you say, like, that PC, you'd kind of like, okay, it's not cutting it anymore. But imagine if you could get another 30% performance out of it. You know? And we'll have to see as well what the support's like for, because I think the support at the moment for Intel is a little light, but it sounds like that's what they're going to be working on to make that all happen. So, yeah.
Where my storage go?
Who needs storage? Storage smorage. So something that came out that I thought was interesting was Nintendo has a restricted sponsor list. And so I'm going to read this out because some of this was bizarre to me, but some of it makes sense. Some of it, you're like, what? So it says, please see the Nintendo of America's restricted sponsor list below. Keep in mind that partnering with sponsors in the categories below may result in revocation, like revoking of your license, and or be subject to further action. So the first one there is gaming console other than Nintendo consoles. PC gaming is okay. So you can't be like, I was playing PlayStation. They're like, nah, you can't say that. We could revoke you if I can access. If I was playing Arc Raiders, they're like, on PC. Oh, okay, you're fine. You're fine. Video game accessories not officially licensed by publisher or compatible with Nintendo Switch. Advocacy, so advertisement is any advertisement promoting political, religious, or controversial public positions. This I'm like kind of fair enough.
Yeah.
Like I get that. You don't want your brand to be with the first one I was gonna say would be controversial, so I'm not gonna say it, but you don't want to be like some guy who's like a hardcore MAGA bro having their MAGA hat right beside a Nintendo Switch or something. I mean, fair enough. Like, not
It's
saying
console for company for everyone.
yeah. You know, you might not want a white dudes for Harris hat beside beside a Switch. You know, I was trying to think what's the equal other side. There's not really at the moment.
Or a guy with like a white blanket with eye holes cut out. It's like, yo, Donkey Kong's actually really good, and here's why.
Yeah, or like an Antifa flag or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's probably more equivalent. But yeah. So I completely get that. Oh, that's fair enough. Cigarettes, tobacco, e-cigarettes, marijuana, or related products, services, and shops. I'm going like, fair enough.
Understandable.
Yeah, when you things that kids betting or gambling products and services, that's fair.
Yep.
Firearms. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, go great with this Nintendo Switch, a fucking gun. 900 phone numbers. I actually don't know what they are. They like toll numbers. Not sure. Contraceptives. Yeah. You know what? At the start of this list, you're like, that's kind of wild. The further you get down, you're like, the more like, okay,
Yeah.
I agree. Tattoo parlors and body piercings. I don't think it's that bad, but you know, you're going for family friendly. Okay. R and NC-17 rated movies. Okay. Little, adult entertainment, fair enough. You know what goes great with this Nintendo Switch? Badass titties. Am I right, brother?
Well, having said that, Nintendo owns the rights to the Super Mario porn movie.
Yeah, but that's because they're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
M-rated electronic computer or video games. M-rated, well, like, come on now. Fucking Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix was an M. M15 in New Zealand, and my mum was like, they shouldn't have sold you that game, you're only 13 years old. Like, mum, it's cars. I'm gonna put some fucking spinners on this bad boy. Come on now. Ridiculous. She actually was upset about it. We ain't even a Christian household. Beer, wine, hard liquor, and other alcoholic beverages, related products, services, and shops. Yeah. Energy drinks, products, or any items with high caffeine levels. I thought that was a little soft, but fair. I mean, you don't want your kids developing fucking heart issues and kidney stones from just smashing back Monster Energies, I guess.
Also, you don't
want them to beat their little playground girlfriends, you know?
Or also rot the fuck out of their teeth before they're like 14.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, but investments, examples, commodities, options, foreign exchange. Okay, fair. Business opportunities like get rich quick schemes, that's fair.
Yep.
Health offerings. Yeah, I mean, they're children. Okay, I get it. At the start of this list, I was like, this is crazy. Then this further down we go, I'm like, bro, I'm kind of on board with Nintendo here. I really should have read past the first 4. NFTs, I mean, fair enough.
Obviously.
High-risk financial instruments and institutions, which may include companies facilitating financial instruments such as credit, debit cards. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's, you're aiming at children, you don't really want them like trying to get a credit card. Products, services, and media targeted at adults or not suitable for children under the age of 18. Weapons, ammunition, adult content. We've kind of been through this already. Obscenity. Can't. Products, services, and media that promote or relate to unlawful or illegal infringement, emulators, pirated ROMs, counterfeit goods, or that are derogatory to Nintendo brand. Fair, protect your brand, protect your IP, you know, You don't want to be promoting piracy on your products if you're Nintendo. Virtual currency products and related services. Professional game coaching services. They're like, yeah, that's cringe. We don't allow that. Services related to Nintendo that have not been approved by Nintendo. That one you're kind of like, that's dumb. We didn't approve this. But so really, like as I went down the list, a lot of those you're like, I get. Some of it's kind of soft, and you're like, you can't even acknowledge Xbox or PlayStation, or we might take away your access to our stuff. That's pretty fucking cringe. Like, there's a whole game industry out there. It doesn't mean you're promoting them.
No.
But you are. They don't even want you to acknowledge the competition. But overall, 80% of that list, I'm like, yeah, fair enough. If you're trying to market this product mainly to children, yeah, shouldn't be like, hey, yeah, check out Donkey Kong with a side of fat tits. Like, that would make for a great game, though. That'd be a hairy titty fuck.
Yeah, and sticking a Ultramite monster in between the titties. well hitting the vape.
Write that down. That's merch. That's merch right there. And he's got big marijuana leaves over his eyes.
I was gonna say backwards cap with a weed on it.
Oh, dude, it's got to be a Fred Durst cap though. It's got to be the red.
It's got to be a
red
fleecy
cap.
fit.
If only we could fly.
I just no.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo is accessible to everyone, but they do cater towards a younger demographic, so it's good to. They've got an image to uphold, and there's nothing wrong about it. As you said, the don't say Xbox or whatever, PC's fine. That's real dumb. It's like you have all these neighbors around you, fence to fence to fence, and you're just they're inviting you to parties and you've just got your back to, and you're like, I have no neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. And it's at their discretion, so maybe they don't really push, really maybe they don't ban you for that, right? Maybe they don't kick you out of their program, but maybe they do. That's the thing. That's what I say about giving the power to these companies. They could just be like, no, too bad, you're out. They could use that if they just don't like you and don't like the things you say. You mentioned Ghost of Yotai here. Sorry, we gotta. This is actually you've broken the terms of service, so it just makes it easier for them to do it. But like I say, most of that I agree with. That's fine.
Being they're quite Nintendo, they have a reputation image to uphold. Cast your mind back. Do you remember this drama about a dude called I think he released a game called Bob's Game?
Don't think so.
Basically, a guy had a mental breakdown because he developed this game. So this is the best game, and it's just and I'm going to send it to Nintendo. They're going to give me a dev kit, and Nintendo are like, hey, nice game, no thanks, not interested. He's like, but I made it for you.
I mean, yeah, they don't have to take it.
No.
Platforms: Nintendo DS, Windows, Demo, Mac, Linux, Android. Interesting. It doesn't, dude. That doesn't look real. That's crazy. It even is the game. They're just fucking Tetris. All right, the next thing. This is an interesting one because it is a rumor, but you know how Ubisoft now has split off their most valuable IPs into another company to then develop those, and then now the rumor is that the rest of Ubisoft, the shell, has been purchased by either Saudi Arabia. This is just said Saudi Arabia, so we don't know who specifically. I mean, it'll be one of the entities under the royal family or the sovereign fund, or Tencent. So they don't know. We'll see. It is a rumor. It is a rumor that I would believe because this is what we thought they were doing already. Of here's all our most valuable IP and our best teams all over here, and then here's this shambling mess over here, and either they would sell off or die. But someone like, or the third option, this is just me spitballing, it would depend on if they got investment again, but would be Embracer Group, who seem to buy everyone. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe this is nothing, maybe it's something. Don't know. Personally, other than Rayman, I couldn't really I don't care too much.
But then that same team, they
Child of
released
Light.
they released like a sequel, a Rayman game that's made with those mechanics called like Rayman of Light, and it's like, I love Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubisoft's the shit.
Yeah.
Man, what if they sold to the Saudis and then they're like, all right, we're going to Child of Light 2, but she's in a hijab this time. You're like, oh man. So Arc Raiders, they've got like some AI voices in their game. They did also in the finals, but my understanding with this is that the voices have been trained on voice actors. So the particular voice actors that have been paid to go and read some lines, have trained the voices on there. So when they add new items and things like that to the game, their voice can already read out those particular lines, and you get a new map and there's new call-outs, things like that. Then the AI voices can go, over here at the alleyway, there's a TriCaster. I don't know, I was trying to think of a weapon name of something. So that's kind of what they've done, is to be a bit more dynamic and so on. I understand as well people don't like it. That's completely fair. You're completely entitled to that. I get it. And the voice lines, from what I've heard, they sound a little flat in their delivery. But so Eurogamer, this is something that Eurogamer's like kind of like a soft culture warrior. We've talked about the other side of the culture warriors, and these, more the side on the right with the things that were happening previously. This is the other side kind of on the left, but they're kind of soft. They're like not like they're fucking soft. They're just not they're not as into the culture war as like a Kotaku, or I haven't seen Polygon being as into it as they once were, but Polygon used to be a big fighter of this culture war as well.
The Gamer.
But the Gamer, they to be honest, they suck. Their stuff actually sucks. The Gamer, they are. Kotaku, at least in the past, has had some good stuff. The Gamer is just fucking slop, man. It is really bad on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eurogamer, they're a little, like I say, they're like culture war light. So I'm already kind of like on them, because anyone who's part of the culture war, I'm just not really interested. So, but they gave Arc Raiders a 2 out of 5 for its use of the AI voices, which, if you don't like it, that's understandable. But Black Ops 7 has come out just after that, and that's got a bunch of AI assets that they've used for the multiplayer, like calling cards. They've got like Studio Ghibli rip-off ones that are clearly done with AI art, and they didn't mention it or mark them down for it. And I'm just... If you're an outfit, yes, it's probably 2 different reviewers working for Eurogamer. Be consistent in your stance as a company. Like that's what I have the problem with more than anything. More than just marking it down. I'm not an Arc Raiders fan. I haven't played Arc Raiders. Maybe I'll buy it and I'll like it. I don't know right now. But so this isn't me being an Arc Raiders fanboy. This is me just being like, you have to be consistent if you want to be taken seriously. Like, I believe it was Eurogamer, we went through that Eurogamer, like, was it last year, gave all these 10 out of 10s. So essentially, well, 5 stars, which is 10 out of 10. And I'm like, how are there like 12 perfect games this year? Like, if you give perfect scores for everything, your scores mean nothing. If everything's perfect, nothing's perfect.
It diminishes the actual value on like a 5-star rating.
Absolutely, you're diminishing your own rating system, and that's what I feel like with this as well. Like, this game uses AI art, like, because everything about the review, pretty much until it gets the AI art part, is pretty glowing. It's like, we really like it. I feel like they probably would have given it a 4, right? I think they would have rated it higher than Black Ops 7 overall. Black Ops 7, I tried to find, did they talk about this? Couldn't find them actually bringing it up at all in that review. So be consistent with this, because like Black Ops 7's campaign is online only, There's no checkpoints, like in a lot of these crucial places where there should be checkpoints. There's no, you can't pause the campaign. And look, I'm a Souls enjoyer. All right, I know about not being able to pause these games, but that's more of a design choice. This is because they've made it always online. And if you're idle for too long, it'll kick you from the campaign. Bro, what are we doing? How are you gonna give this a higher score than Arc Raiders? Just because they had some AI voices and I didn't like that. It's like, what the fuck? So yes, I would love to see Eurogamer be more consistent. Once again, I'm not a fan because Culture Warriors light, but be consistent, man. Make your scores actually mean something. Like it's like when Wired gave Hogwarts Legacy 1 star, like, we don't like J.K. Rowling, and then they made up a bunch of things like the graphics look 2 generations behind. You're like, this doesn't look like a PS3 game. What are you talking about?
I mean,
It's like,
I remember watching a friend play it, and I was like, I don't think this is for me because I don't have nostalgia for Harry Potter, but game looked good, game ran smooth.
yeah, it's not a game for me either, so I'm not even worried. But it was just like, we want to be in the culture war so bad. They just do better.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this shit.
Nah.
So, the next thing, I thought this was interesting because I'm the only person I knew that played the free open beta, and I actually thought it wasn't that bad. But Concord has been made playable again through custom servers, and Sony's trying to shut them down. And I'm kind of like, man, why bother trying to shut this down, bro? Just let people play the fucking game. Who
There's
cares?
clearly people who do want to play it.
Yeah. And I think especially if you're someone that paid for it and didn't get your refund issued, especially for these people, who cares, bro? Who fucking cares? Just let them play it. I'm like, it's amazing that anyone wants to play this game at all. Everybody just mercilessly shat on this game, and fair enough. Like, I didn't love it when I played in that beta, but I was like, this isn't that bad.
I was about to say,
I couldn't get the hero shooter friends to play it.
I was about to say, it's like, isn't this sort of like, kind of what, Stop Killing Games was about? A game that you bought, and then like a couple of weeks later, it was just like, thank you for the ducats, we're getting rid of it. And then people are doing private servers, and it's just like,
it kind of is and isn't, and it's only because of that whole. They were like, we're giving refunds to everyone who bought it.
okay,
You just have to request a refund. Like, so, I think in a way yes, because those people didn't ask for their refunds. But yeah, I had this once with that game Lawbreakers, and I didn't get a refund for that. And people have done custom servers and stuff for that now, but it's just a little bit of a hassle to get in there. But it would be nice to play that game again that I paid money for without having to jump through hoops. But that's a shame as well, because I know Cliffy B, he's got his problems, but he tried to reason with, I think it was Nexon that was publishing it, to be like, can we just have some time to get like people to have host their own servers? And they were like, nope.
Oh, Nexon. That's a name I haven't heard in ages, since I dabbled MapleStory when I was younger.
Dude, I had a Korean friend in intermediate school, and I played MapleStory at his house one night. It was probably my second all-nighter, because the first all-nighter I did was playing Dynasty Warriors. The second all-nighter we played MapleStory, some Korean Bomberman, and Budokai. Not Tenkaichi, just Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Yeah.
Can't remember which one it was, if it was 1, 2, or 3, but PlayStation. And I played MapleStory at his house, and I was like, man, I really want to play this. And back then, I think it was only Korean, so I got home trying to figure out how to get it. I just couldn't do it.
But you can play it on Steam.
You can now, and I've got no interest in it now. I'm not 12 years old anymore.
Dude, so, little side note. I remember when, because friend of the pod, Hamish. He was all about it back in the day, not like back in the day, but years ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll boot it up, and I was just like, why is this game so fucking popular? It's not the main reason, but probably what also contributed to why it was so popular is it was getting ads on like Nickelodeon promoting
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That'll do it. I didn't know that at all, actually. So, there's a rumor going around. Once again, rumors. Fun. That Sony's pulling back on releasing first-party single-player games on PC, but will continue to put their live service games on PC. So, I think personally, I think they should keep putting these games on there like 2 years after release, because a lot of PC gamers, like, when I think about the people that I stream with, right? I own all the consoles. I'm a Omega nerd. I can't help it. I have no impulse control. I own a Switch 2, an Xbox Series X. Partly because I had a gift voucher that was expiring. Otherwise, I actually wouldn't own a Series X. I have a Switch 2, which I played the fuck off when I was away, which was great. I loved having that when I was over in Thailand, so the flights especially. I've got all the things. But when I think about the boys I stream with, Stephen, what's the most current game console you own?
A Switch 1.
Switch 1? Yeah. So Chris owns a Switch 1 as well. DT, I don't actually know what he's got. I don't know if he owns
He has an Xbox,
PlayStation or anything. I don't know if he's got an Xbox Series X or like, I'm pretty sure he's got an Xbox One X, the generation before. So these guys are just PC gamers. So I'm not everyone. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get this on PlayStation. All three of these dudes are like, if it's not on PC, they're not going to play it. That's why I think these games, they should still continue to put them on PC, because better to get, like, let's say you sell it for $120, right? Chris bought God of War. They won, I think it was probably $120 New Zealand. That's $120, and yes, Valve tax 30%, but that's money they wouldn't have got out of him at all, because he's not going to buy a PlayStation. He's got no interest in a PlayStation.
Plus, you also build up that little bit of hype and excitement. You see exclusive games, say like Ratchet and Clank, and then God of War and stuff. It's like, these games actually look so exciting. I would love to play them, but I don't want to get a console for one game. And then they come to PC. It's like, that is awesome. That is like kind of worth paying full price for it, because like I can finally play that PS5 game, but on PC. I still haven't bought Ghost of Tsushima.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's why I think they should, but I think that it came out, well, it is once again a rumor, and it was partly because they started pushing some only on PlayStation branding again, in which they haven't in some time. So they started pushing that again, and the thing was, like, it came out shortly after the announcement of Valve being like, we're doing this push kind of into your space. And I think they're like, oh, so people are going to be able to play The Last of Us on their PC in the lounge, like a console experience. We want to be the only console that has The Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that. So I think I feel like Valve, compared to them, really, is actually such a small player in this kind of space. Like, I don't think PlayStation should feel threatened by Valve as a company. I think Xbox should. I think Xbox very much should, because they're doing what you do, but better. Other than, of course, Game Pass. But for the rest of it. So, yeah, man. We'll see what happens. But this one I probably wouldn't have talked about, but it's because of the platforms that is why this one's interesting. So Horizon Steel Frontiers trailers dropped. They dropped a 10-minute trailer. So this is an MMO set in the Horizon universe, and it's releasing on Android, iOS, and PC via NCSoft's Purple Launcher. Also, dumb name.
Yeah.
Like, why are they called Purple Launcher? But yes, so no PS5 release, which is which is I'm like, what? And like looking at the trailer, like yeah, there's a little bit of mobile jank in the trailer, but it still looks pretty good. It looks like a Monster Hunter kind of game, which many have tried to kind of, we had Wild Hearts and we've had other games as well. Dauntless, which you brought up last night, actually. Which
has been removed from Steam.
Hunter. Oh, rough. Yeah, I think I originally, when I had that early access key to it, I'm pretty sure I had it on Epic. So, many have tried to do what Monster Hunter does and failed. Because people just want Monster Hunter. But looking at this, I'm like, man, this looks fucking awesome. Like, the Monster Hunter, but you're killing these giant robot animals / dinosaurs with your buddies. Kind of fucking awesome, man. Like, it actually lends itself so well to that. This also makes sense why Sony sued Tencent for that Horizon, on that Light of Motorum or Motorum, however it's pronounced. Like, when they're like, we're just going to go ahead and do this, because they're like, hey, will you license us? Will you give us the license for a Horizon game? They're like, no. They're like, okay, well, we've kind of done it anyway, so here's our game. So, yeah, now we always knew that there was a NCSoft developed MMO in development, but as soon as we saw it, it's like, oh, okay. This is why Sony is like, fuck you, Tencent.
Yeah, don't you do it.
Yeah, but is this something that interests you at all?
So when I watched the trailer, when it sort of looked like you were coming out of like the central hub, and I was just like, oh, this just reminds me of Monster Hunter. And I was watching it, and I was just like, okay, this looks pretty slick. And I think the things that made me be like, I want to play this with the boys is what it seems like seamlessly doing that grapple hook and swinging. That looked mint. The parries looked good. But also, the combat looked fast. Because the problem I've had with Monster Hunter is it's been like, here's a weapon that's like 4 times your size. It's big and heavy. So the optimal strat is you have to run, get in position, whack a couple of times, dodge roll, run around, get back into position, whack, whack, whack. Well, it's that. It looks smooth, and at least the weapon that they showed the character using looked lightweight.
Yeah. It did look a bit faster paced, because
yeah,
I know as well, like, Souls games are not always the fastest, but I found Monster Hunter way slow after playing even like Dark Souls 1, and I'm like, that's pretty slow in the Souls games, and Monster Hunter was like even slower than that. And I was like, oh.
And even another thing, I understand people may like it, but at least in the Horizon MMO, you can see the enemy's health bar. You don't have to just go off, whack, whack. Oh, they're limping. They're going to walk away. I can't track them down. It's like they are leaving the environment. So,
what's really cool about it in Horizon as well, because you can knock parts off them, you can see how damaged they are even visually as well, which I really like. I still in my mind haven't written off Monster Hunter, and I still want to me and you jump on Monster Hunter World sometime.
Yeah.
Not Wilds. We own World, but I do want to give it a go, because I feel like with Monster Hunter, if I gave it enough time, if I pushed through, because its onboarding is horrific, if I pushed through, I'd probably like it, because there's a lot in there which I do like, and I could get used to the slowness. I think I'd be better using a slightly faster weapon. I'm normally a greatsword guy, but I'm like, it's just too slow in this. But yeah, it just time is valuable and limited, and I just don't know. But I think we will give it a blade at some point.
Okay.
So this Horizon game, if it's free to play, I'll absolutely be there. If it's paid, I'll be there anyway, because it's Alex's favorite franchise, and I will jump on the game with her. So, because she'll want someone to play with. So there was a State of Play Japan that was honestly pretty underwhelming, so we're not going to go through every announcement like we normally do. We're not the target audience. It really was for the Japanese, which is great, as Sony should, because they're trying to win back their own audience. Because now they're doing a region locked PS5 because they were getting scalped and going to other countries and so on, because the yen is quite weak against the US dollar right now. So now they're like, region locked PS5s for less money to try to win their countrymen back. So, yeah, because I mean, at this point, PlayStation is like, Sony is a Japanese company. PlayStation is like an American brand at this point. Like it just kind of is.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't always that way. Originally, it was like they had a big Japanese presence. They had like a fairly sizable European arm and a smaller American arm, and I think the American arm just started making way more money, and that was that won in the power struggle ultimately. So, yeah, but what stood out to me from the State of Play was seeing a little more of that Marvel Tokon, the fighting game, which still looks awesome.
Yeah.
Showed a couple more characters, looks great. Art style is still amazing, really striking. Really, really like that. And then the other one, of course, it's me. The Elden Ring Night Rain DLC. I saw this and I was like, bro, this is fucking awesome. 2 new playable characters, heaps of new bosses for like the Nights 1 and 2 especially, new weapons, and they've got 2 new Night 3 bosses. My notes here are wrong. And I'm such a professional. I should just like fix it in my mind and not just tell everyone I fucked up. I just like sharing with everyone. I like to let everyone know that I'm human and I make mistakes and I own those mistakes. So yeah, 2 new Night 3 bosses. One of them looked like there was just a bunch of dudes. So I don't know if I want this big gank fight, but they haven't shown too much of it. But it looks interesting, almost angelic like. The next one, the one I'm excited for, because they've done it. Like you're like, man, fan service, that's cringe. And then there's fan service that's aimed for you as the fan, and you're like, this is the best thing ever. They got me, Steve. They fucking got me.
Yeah.
They've got Artorias the Abyss Walker. This dude, this is like the coolest fucking character in Dark Souls. Like, this guy fucking rules. He's in DLC in Dark Souls 1. He's got a tragic backstory. He's super important to the plot. I finished Dark Souls 1 again earlier this year. I've never had a hard time with the Artorias fight. This year, just the builders do it, I had a real hard time with that fight. I'm like, what the fuck? I was so pumped seeing this. I'm so excited to do this fight. Day 1 is coming out. Me and the boys are jumping on.
He's got a cool design.
Deep. Looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's the
blue?
That kind of edgy from the era as well. Yeah. And he's essentially like tainted by the abyss.
Mixture of tastefully edgy and effortlessly cool.
Yeah. Wicked moveset as well. Like, this was like the first moveset in Dark Souls where you're like, wow, they can do this shit? Like, what the fuck? Like, got combos and stuff. Like, yeah, it was really, really cool. So that made me very excited, made my dick very hard. Very much looking forward to that. Was there anything else in there that grabbed your attention?
Mainly just Tokon. Because I don't know, man. Because at least this is just like an aesthetic, but with the Marvel vs. Capcom games, they will go for a design that looks like especially the Marvel side, they'll go for a design that looks like they've been plucked from that era of X-Men, or like, you know what I mean? But I like with Tokon where it's like they've given everyone just banger ass costumes. Like, it took me playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to appreciate Captain America. I appreciate him even more because of the style he has in Tokon.
Oh yeah, looks really good. Still, I don't have a lot of room in my life for too many fighting games these days. Like, a new Tekken comes out, I'm on board. New Street Fighter, I'm interested. But there is a chance that I'll be picking this up. It just looks really good. Just depends on what else is out at the time as well.
But also, having said that, the thing that I kind of love with Ark is they seem to be the fighting game whore publisher,
Yeah,
where it's just like, okay, maybe not whore, but it's just like there that people will be like, can you make a fighting game of our franchise and have like mechanics that are sort of unique to that game? They're like, yep.
yeah.
D-
They're happy to do a licensed game with someone else's IP. Like,
they did.
and
They did fucking
make them distinct as well. Make them different from their own games. You can still you play it and you look at it and you know this is an Arc system.
yeah.
You know its Arc system works for sure. But their games feel distinct and different enough from each other. Like Dragon Ball Fighters was great because it's a hardcore fighting game, but it had a bunch of accessible options for like the what do they call those those combos? It was like
ABCs, bread and butters.
is that just, yeah. And they made like you could do if you were good at the game, you could do far better combos. But you could just mash the same button and do like a combo. And like because I never got good enough to learn the hardcore combos, but I was like, okay, I know when I've got to charge at the enemy and stuff and start these combos, and at the end of this, then I'll use a beam attack. They made it really accessible to play at like a low to mid level, and then the high level was like, okay, there's enough depth that the hardcores are gonna kick your ass. Like it wasn't just like you as a casual was gonna beat a hardcore, but the amount of depth that was in it, but for the ease of combo for the casual was really fun. Like really good, well executed. Like Tekken and Street Fighter, for example, like Tekken's got some mechanics in there, and Street Fighter's got now the modern controls, but they're not as accessible as Dragon Ball Fighters. Like they ticked all the boxes.
The other thing with Arcs is, they get an IP like Grand Blue Fantasy, which is a Japanese mobile game, and then flesh it out into a fighting game. And I was just like, hell yeah, brother. They did like DNF Duel, which I'm pretty sure is a next, like Dungeon Fighters is a Nexon game.
I think it's an MMO, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. There was that first Berserker Kazan. That game, I'm pretty sure, was based on a series of it's like an MMO or something as well. That's obviously a very different team, different style of game, but it is interesting where you get a studio that's like, hey, we're going to work on your IP in an entirely different style, and it work. It's cool. I think as well, then you cast the net a bit wider.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good idea. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to see, man. And like Dragon Ball Fighters as well, their attention to detail, like for movesets, like, oh, here's these frames that Cell used attacks like in the manga. You're like, what the fuck? Like here's how it looks. Here's these three frames, and here's what it looks like animated as attacks. You're like, bro, that's fucking crazy. They went to the next level.
And also, they were just literally nobody. Fucking Arc Systems. We were gonna bring Super Saiyan 4 Daima to Fighters. It was just like, didn't ask for this, but I'd get back into it to play that beefy boy.
Yeah, when you look at when Fighters came out, like it's a late DLC. Like, yes, as well. No one's putting out DLC as late as fucking
Xenoverse 2.
But this game that released in 2018 and it just got DLC. Like, we've added a couple more fighters. Yeah, here you go. It's awesome, man. So, shout out to Arxis. You are currently the best in the biz. You have reached the S tier of Namco Bandai and Capcom with Street Fighter. You are the other S tier.
You can sit at the table.
Yeah, you are the third. Mortal Kombat, you make more money, but your games are janky and disjointed. As much as I enjoy them and have the best story out of all the fighting games. So.
And your hit collision always feels just stiff and off.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. Disjointed, stiff, just yeah. I like Mortal Kombat and I like Injustice, and also the story of Injustice.
Great.
Outstanding for a fighting game. Exceptional story, exceptional characters. But the gameplay matters so much more, and they're not bad. They're like the A tier. There's games at the S tier.
I don't know, it's just like the hit collision on NetherRealm games, it's almost like everyone's standing there, you know when you get real cold and you tense up?
Yeah.
It's like they're real cold, tensed up, and they all have like real stiff necks when they get hit. It's like,
It's a little awkward. There's something that PC Gamer posted, and I thought it was interesting. It said, for the first time since 2012, we're getting a new Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, and Resident Evil within a 6-month window. And this begs the question, are we in like a new golden age of horror games? I feel like it's a pretty good time for horror games. I played a horror game, Walking Sim, recently, which I'll talk about in a little bit. That was actually really, really good. Not my style of game at all, and I really enjoyed it. You know, we got Dead Space Remake a couple of years ago, which was awesome. It was on Game Pass for a bit. So, I do think it's a good time for horror, man. I think horror's doing really well.
not a horror, but like it's maybe a psychological horror slash thriller, but 1,000 Times Resist. Yep, walking sim, but then when you start piecing together what's actually going on, it's like, oh man, this is real fucked. This is quite sad.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. You got stuff like Mouthwashing in the indie scene as well, which I still need to play.
Great aesthetic. Great aesthetic.
So, horror games are killing it, and even what's that one there? Chronos: The New Dawn is apparently very good as well. So even some smaller teams. Like, that was Bloober Team who did the Silent Hill 2 remake as well. So yeah, man, it's a good time to be a horror fan for sure. And I'm not the biggest horror game fan, or horror movie fan for that matter, but it's awesome, man. It's awesome to see.
There also is going to be like a fair amount of not so goods, because I think what at least indie studios are trying to do is they're realizing that the likes of your Moist Criticals and stuff like that are streaming or doing playthroughs of these horror games. To be fair, there was one that I can't remember, and he was playing it, and I was just like, okay, I'm sold on that. The premise seems real good. It's like the world is hot, people are dying of heat stroke, and there's like alien invaders, and people are knocking on your doors. It's like, brother, I need a place to stay. But then you check these news reports, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, aliens tend to have dirty fingernails and like yellow eyes. And then this guy just shows up to your door. He's like, yeah, I've got like kidney failure, and I also work in the mines. And then you check his nails. It's like his nails are dirty and his eyes are real yellow. It's like,
Profile them.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good time to be a horror fan for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is an interesting story, and we'd have to see, because no one's reported on how much the market has gone up again. But so overnight, this is one we're also late to. I forgot about it, and so we're getting to it now. But more than $2 billion USD of value dropped from the CS2 market after Valve. They brought in a trade-in mechanic, so you use five covert guns, which is a type of gun. Trade them in. You could roll a knife, or a 1 in 5 chance to roll a knife or gloves in Counter-Strike, like the cosmetic items. So I thought this was really interesting, because this got me like thinking about years ago. So YouTuber Max Mofo, he did a sponsorship with a CS:GO gambling site. And I was like, oh, it's Max Mofo. I like Max. Okay, I'll drop fucking $10 and gamble a box, see what happens. I won the most expensive skin in the box. I chanced the fuck out of it, which was crazy. Like, there's in Counter-Strike the skin, the Howl, which is crazy because people will make fun of me for... if I had diamond hands, I would have made more money. But anyway, right? So I sold it because I played a couple of games of Counter-Strike with it. I started getting heaps of friend requests, like flooding my friend requests. And people were like, oh man, let me borrow that gun. I'll give it back. I was like, oh, I can't have this in my inventory. So at the time, I sold it for $550. Now, if you sold it, it's equivalent of like you could sell it for about $4,000, but you get about 3.5 in your Steam wallet. But I just was like, man, it's just too much for me to hold on to this, right? So I had to sell it. And look, I spent $10 on $15, whatever I spent on a crate, and got something I got $550 for. It's still a fucking good deal. I bought a knife way back in the day for $50 because I just wanted to have a knife. I held on to that for years. I looked a while back with $950. And I'm like, bro, I'm selling that straight up. I fucking sold that knife. I made $900 on it. Fucking stonks. So when this stuff happened, I looked into it. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. Let's have a look. Let's see what my guns are worth now. Turns out my guns all went up a lot. So I had a bunch of gun skins. I used to buy a bunch of like $5, sometimes $10 skins. Like that was probably the most I'd spend because I wanted to have a skin for every gun I used in Counter-Strike. They didn't have to be flashy ones. I just liked how they looked. So I had one called like the Dragon King on the M4. I thought was really cool. Had the Elite AK skin, which was just like a black AK skin with like these gold undertones to it that I thought looked really cool, and that was really cheap. You know, I had a bunch of these skins. I was like, oh yeah, wicked. Bought those. I probably spent maybe. It wouldn't have been $50, but you know, let's just say I spent $50 on these skins. Let's say that's what I spent. All right. So I had all these skins. I looked the other day and saw two of these skins. One of them had gone up to $330. One had gone up to like $250. And I'm like, holy shit. So any of my skins that were worth more than $10, I sold. I've made just over $700 on skins, selling all these skins. So knives and gloves went down. A lot of these, so two of those were the covert skins. They're the ones that were worth a lot of money. I just got, it's a Steam credit, but I just got $700 in Steam credit from selling these skins, and I spent like at most $50 on. Fucking crazy. It just Counter-Strike's made me over $1,000. Geez, over $2,000.
Dang.
It's fucking absurd. It's crazy. So, yes, I think that because people are like, it's dropped $2 billion overnight. I think that the market's gone back up because I think it was the knives and the gloves absolutely just tanking, and then people realized the value of these other skins and it's all gone up. So I don't know if we're up or down because no one's now reporting on that. But yeah, man, Counter-Strike economics is pretty fucking crazy. What do you... I advise anyone that still has Counter-Strike skins, have a look at your inventory and see if there's anything worth selling on there, because have a look.
I got 2 friend requests on Steam. The first one I was just like, no mutuals, and they had like so much time in so many hours in Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2, and I was just like, I don't know who you are, so I just like rejected. And I got one recently who also had like hundreds and hundreds of hours in CS:GO, and I was just like, what is going on? So I like gave it a little Google, went to Reddit cringe, and then I was just like, yeah, there's this trend going on of people sending you a friend request, scoping through what you've been playing, looking for CS:GO related stuff, and then just removing you and blocking you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, they just want to get those skins from your inventory and fuck you over. Yeah, man, good. Let me borrow that Howl skin. Dude, people are... If you talk to anyone who knows anything about Counter-Strike, they're like, there's no way you had a Howl skin. I'm like, bro, straight up. Straight up. It's one of the most sought after skins. But yes, because I gambled. So sometimes gambling does pay. You know what that means? Nintendo's not going to sponsor this podcast. Also, when they said profanity, I just said cunt. So, you know. Yeah, so the Game Awards are coming up. And I didn't used to get that excited for the Game Awards, but I just do now, man. I don't get excited for any other awards. I just think it's fun. It's nice to celebrate this industry that we love so much. And I really appreciate Jeff Keighley putting this on. because I feel like Jeff Keighley, he gets a lot of shit that I don't think he deserves. So shout out to Jeff Keighley. We'll just go through the nominees, and I think we'll just pick what we think is going to win. Won't say too much about our personal choices because we're going to be doing a thing at another point, but I think our choices are going to be pretty obvious in some regards. So the most anticipated game, we've got 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, The Witcher 4, which is going to come out in like 5 years. So it's obviously GTA 6. Most anticipated. I don't think it's anything else on that list, even close. My most anticipated is the next From Software Duskbloods. So I want the Duskbloods more than I want GTA 6, and it's not even close, but GTA 6 by far on this list is... I was like, oh, I'm not going to give our opinions on this. Gives my opinion. It was more so because my option wasn't there. But yes, it's GTA 6. I don't even think we needed to discuss that. I think it's one that was pretty obvious. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. I guess it's the difference between what I think is the best community support and what I think is going to win. I think that Simpsons update really gives Fortnite the best chance.
I also kind of think it's I don't know, Baldur's Gate seems like a bit of a weird choice to chuck in there. Like, yeah, you can play it multiplayer, but like all the other nominations are like people buy them for multiplayer in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Fortnite.
What do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I'd say Fortnite because they kind of just have this ability of being fresh, and like when they do stagnate or something, they'll just do something where it'll be like, that sounds on paper, that sounds dumb, and like, who asked? But gets integrated really well. Like, yeah, I remember it's been ages since I played. But I remember I was just like, yeah, Fortnite with the boys, and then we stopped playing for a bit, and then we all just really got amongst the Lego mode because I was just like, is this a limited time? It's just like, no, this is a permanent game mode, and I was just like,
yeah, I've got no interest in playing standard Fortnite, but I'd happily go back to the Lego mode.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun.
and the
Kind of
racing.
Minecraft-esque. Yeah, they've got so much in there. I think Fortnite as well overall. Best esports team, we've got GNG League of Legends, NRG Valorant, Team Falcons Dota 2, Team Liquid PH for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, Team Vitality Counter-Strike 2. I'm going to be completely honest, this is the least esports I've watched in a very long time. I used to watch it all the time. I used to own a team. They did not do particularly well. But I have no idea, man. Genuinely got no idea this year. So,
As someone
Let's
who the most esports I watch is Street Fighter 6
Fighting
Toonies. Yeah.
no Street Fighter 6. I don't. You know what? Just because we'll take a guess, I'm gonna say
Justin Wong.
Team Vitality Counter Strike 2.
Oh yes, that was my second
I'm
pick,
say that.
obviously.
Best esports athlete, we've got Brock, Chovy, Forsaken, Kakeru, Mina RN. I never know how to pronounce this guy's name. He's like a top tier Counter-Strike player. He's been around a long time, but is it Zywoo? I'm gonna say Zywoo. We're gonna pronounce it that way. I know. So this is the one thing I do know about. So League of Legends, right? Chovy and GNG kind of choked. And what, semi-finals maybe? No, quarterfinals. But not Chovy himself. So I'm gonna say Chovy for best esports athlete. But who fucking knows? Who knows? You got to guess. You got to pick a name out of the hat there. Which name do you like the most?
I like the one you like.
All right, Steven's picking Chovy. God, what best esports game: Counter Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, Valorant. So, because I've actually done my voting for this, and I voted for one that I don't think it's going to be. Well, but I actually think best esports game, and look, I could be proven wrong, and I'd love to be proven wrong, is going to be Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I saw this stadium for one of their biggest tournament of the world of the year. Obscene, absolute obscene turnout on this tournament, man. Fucking crazy how many people were there. So yeah, I think Mobile Legends is the one that is Tencent, and they had to Riot Games, because they own Riot Games, and said, make us mobile League of Legends. And Riot was like, no. And they're like, okay. And they got another studio to completely rip them off, which they can do because they own Riot Games. And then it ended up being super successful.
Yeah.
And then they made mobile League of Legends later, and it hasn't grabbed people like the way that this one did.
Yeah, I was just looking it up now, and I was just like, this is just fucking League.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say League, because it's a game that I played briefly, but I'm also impressed at how it still has legs after all these years.
It is getting less and less popular though as time goes on, especially in the West. So we will see. We'll see if it's around another. It'll be around another 5 years, but in another 10, who knows? I mean, even then, it's impressive. It's been around for 15 years.
Yeah.
Still pretty fucking good. Content creator of the year, we got Cadril, we got Kai Cenat, we've got. I probably pronounced that also very wide. I think people pronounce it Sinat. Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, Burnt Peanut. I don't know who the last two are. I think Kai Cenat's going to win it, to be honest.
Yeah, I would. It'd be nice if Charlie won, because like I haven't watched a Kai Cenat video. I just know about him in passing when people cover him, but it's like I've actually like not so much Charlie's poopy fart
Streams.
bumhole commentary, but more of like I've enjoyed his horror streams.
Yeah, I haven't watched many of his streams, but I used to watch a bit of his YouTube, and I like him. I like Moist Critical.
Though
Seems like a chill dude.
They should have had honorable mention or honorable vote Northern Lion, because that dude is just putting eyes on indie games.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I've just realised with the best ongoing game thing, I probably used the wrong thing when I did the Fortnite because of community support, and that's whoops. But I still think Fortnite actually has a lot of fan-built game modes, so I still think there's a good chance it wins. But best ongoing game, you got Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, No Man's Sky. I feel like it's going to be Fortnite.
Yep. Like, nothing, I don't think anyone or anything will be able to eclipse the goodwill of the goodening of No Man's Sky. But Fortnite is it has had cultural impact.
Yeah, massively. Massively. And I know a lot of this you could argue that a lot of it does. And I love Helldivers. I played a good bit of Marvel Rivals as well. But No Man's Sky I don't think previously it could be like, yeah, No Man's Sky, but now I'm like, it's kind of done its dash, hasn't it? You know? So, best mobile game, Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Damn, how do I pronounce this? Uma Musume Pretty Derby. This is
The
the
horse game.
horse girl game.
Which is on Steam as well.
Wuthering Waves, which apparently is actually pretty good. I actually have no idea with this, man. I don't really play mobile games. I heard Destiny Rising was really good. So I tried it out for all of about 10 minutes and I'm like, oh yeah, but it's a mobile game. So.
But shout out to, like, in a way, shout out to China for giving us, like, I think it's pronounced Wuthering, Wuthering Waves, and also Honkai, because it's just like, hey, here's a game that we're releasing on PC and mobile. And I remember playing Honkai on the computer. It's like, this is going to look like trash. And I was like, nope, this looks like a lot of money's gone into it.
Yeah, they've done well for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Wuthering Waves, to be honest. Who knows? Maybe this is not our world. Although I feel like they're Pretty Derby's actually the other one, but I could just never pick that. What do you think?
Okay, I want to say Wuthering Waves, but it's probably going to be the horse game because it has sort of become a little bit of a streamer slop game.
Yeah.
And we also know people who have spent hours in that game.
We know at least two people.
Too many.
Also, I'm installing Sonic Rumble right now because I want to see what it's about. I was like, I haven't even heard of this. This is being nominated for Best Mobile Game. I want to see what kind of game it is. But I feel like it's not going to be a Sonic game. It's going to be...
An auto run? No.
I don't know what it's going to be. It's not going to be like a 2D Sonic. It's going to be something else. But I'm like, I'm going to download it and we'll have a look. Best
That's a
adaptation.
Battle Royale.
Best adaptation, we've got a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Last of Us Season 2, Splinter Cell Death Watch, Until Dawn. Didn't know there was a Splinter Cell adaptation, I'm going to be completely honest. The Last of Us Season 2 was wasn't as well adapted as Season 1. Devil May Cry apparently changed all the fucking lore. Minecraft movie looked kind of trash. Until Dawn apparently wasn't that good. I think all of this sucks, really. I actually did like The Last of Us Season 2. I'm going to pick that because it is kind of like Oscar bait in a way, you know? Like, but I'm going to pick that to win because I don't know. I didn't see most of it. What do you reckon?
I'm going to say... I'm going to have to say Minecraft movie because of one story. And that was a story of a girl breaking up with her boyfriend because they went to a Minecraft movie, the chicken jockey scene came up. The guy yelled chicken jockey and started throwing his popcorn. Scared a little kid. The girlfriend's just like, why did you do that? It's like, it's a meme. And then she's like, nah, we're done. And I was just like, yeah, that gets it. And also, I haven't touched the new Devil May Cry. The guy who adapted it is such a dork. Like, he's just... Yeah. I've seen his ex-posts. Like, he's just an insufferable dork.
Yeah, he's very hard to like.
Yeah, and just like remember reading something that was just like, oh, they're gonna like kill all the demons in hell by like sending helicopters and shit in. And I was just like, I don't care, man. Give me Virgil being motivated and don't change too much, please.
Would be preferred.
Yeah. Make it a Virgil movie featuring Virgil, or Virgil series.
Best Virgil movie.
Yeah. Virgil flicks.
Or best Virgil TV show. Best art direction. We got Clear Obscure, Expedition 33. We've got Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. We've got Ghost of Yotei. We got Hades 2. We got Hollow Knight Silksong. Honestly, oh, this is a tough one for the art direction. So my pick, I don't know if this is going to be it, but I'm going to say Hades 2. However, Ghost of Yotei, I think, could be the other one for art direction. I actually think Silksong's got great art direction, as much as I was critical of the game. I like the art direction of Expedition 33, but they're going to win. Death Stranding 2 seems to have good art direction. Well, actually, this is a category where you're like, damn, this is tough. But I'm going to say Hades 2, because I really do think Hades 2 has some of the best art direction of anything I've ever played. What do you think? What's your pick? Or who's going to win? Not necessarily your favorite, but it's hard to separate sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my my nomination. There's gonna be for art direction, Clear Obscure, because it's literally in the name.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it winning.
Yeah. Very vibrant game.
I liked it. Yeah. I didn't think it was like. I thought the art direction was really good. I didn't think it was. Well, then again, the enemy designs and stuff were all really unique and really out there. I did really like them as well, and the areas were cool. Like when you get to, it's kind of a spoiler, but it's really early on. But you're in that that zone, which it looks like you're like everything looks underwater, but you're still just hooning around, running around. And there's not any resistance. Like, it just aesthetically, art direction there was awesome.
And what's the name of those wee people with the paintbrush heads?
Oh, Gestrels.
Gestrels. They're just cool.
Yeah, I love the Gestrels.
I would love to see...
There is great art direction in it.
I would love to see a Gestrel just, get into a scrap with a Moogle.
Gestrel would fuck a Moogle up any day, bro.
Because they can go... Dur, dur, dur.
Yeah, they get real big. And they love fighting. They're just idiots that love fighting.
Yeah,
I love
it. Even the salespeople or the traders, they're like, oh, I've got another item if you want a scrap.
Yes. Yeah, they're the best, man. Best music, best score in music. This is hilarious because it's the exact same options in a different order. We got Silksong, Hades 2, E33, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
E33.
E33,
yeah,
100%. And this is the category. Silksong's music is exceptional. Hades 2's music is exceptional. E33 was just on such another level. I really think this is. I think this is a no-brainer for me personally. This one, I'm like, this got to win, surely. Best audio design. See, this is a bit harder. Battlefield 6, E33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Silent Hill F. This one's really difficult because audio direction, audio design. Sorry, audio direction. It's like it's coming from over there. This is a real tough one to pick because audio design is very different than the music and score. I feel like I haven't played Silent Hill F, but I could see it doing well. Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tsushima, which I haven't played either. Ghost of Tsushima did a lot of good stuff with the audio design. I imagine they've just improved it. So I'm going to say Silent Hill F because a horror game doing well is very dependent on the audio design.
I'm going to choose E33 because I would get... And when I first started playing, I didn't want to dodge. I just wanted to parry. And I was just like... I was getting a little bit too overwhelmed because I wasn't used to the audio cues. And sometimes I'd be like, what? But then I kept an ear out on when the perfect times to parry was. And it just helped me parry for days. So that is good.
That was actually really, really good the way they implemented that. And it sounds satisfying when you parry. An adequate choice, Stephen. Best narrative, E33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Silent Hill F. E33 all day.
Yep.
For me, once again, I haven't played all those other games, but this was the story I saw specifically so many more people talking about than anything else. Death Stranding 2 would probably be second, I imagine, from everything I heard people talking about. So
It's just a beautiful game.
yeah, very much so. Beautiful visually and emotionally. Best multiplayer. Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. So it's very obvious what I would pick. But this isn't about what I would pick. I actually played 3 of these games, so that's fucking awesome. That's actually really good. If it goes recency bias, it'll be Arc Raiders. But I feel like it's going to be Battlefield 6. And I think it's because it's been a real return to form for Battlefield. And it seems like this is... we'll have to see once the dust settles what the numbers are. And yes, selling units doesn't necessarily mean better game, but this feels like the first year in a long time where Battlefield may beat Call of Duty this year. I'd be super interested to see. I still think Call of Duty's going to outsell, but as a product, Battlefield 6 seems to be the better go. What do you think is going to win?
I mean, sure, we'll say Battlefield, but me personally, also like Pete. It probably won't win, but just fun time with the boys.
Yeah, and if it's just when you think about games like and what here is more unique in this, and you could argue Split Fiction isn't because I've done 2 other games in this kind of style before, but still, Split Fiction, I was like, this is good, but I like It Takes Two more. Then there's a sequence at the end of the game, insane, like absolutely insane, that really ramps this up a bit. Peak's very unique, and it's Wrath God. It's yes, it's friend slop, but it did things a bit different. I think as well, if Peak was released right at the start of the year, it probably wouldn't have ended up on this list because there is always a bit of recency bias, but I think it's released at the right time. It's still a bit in the public consciousness. I think Peak definitely deserves a nomination. Elden Ring Night Rain, I think, is very different and is like... It's kind of PvE Battle Royale as a Souls-like. I think it definitely deserves being nominated. I mean, obviously, like they say, it's obvious that'd be my pick. But yeah, and then Battlefield 6 is another Battlefield. Arc Raiders is another extraction shooter, but third person seems to do a lot really well. But just Battlefield having such a big return to form and being in the zeitgeist again for the first time in a long time, I think it's going to be Battlefield 6. We'll see. I would love to see one of those options win. Because that's the game I'm least interested in playing, personally. Just fine. Best sports/racing game: EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I mean, I think it's just going to be Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I thought it was overrated. I played it. It was fine. Best family game: Banana, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyages, which I still want to play,
Same.
Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Split Fiction. I think it's going to be Donkey Kong Bonanza.
No, don't you think it's going to be Mario Kart?
No, I don't. I think it'll be Donkey Kong for sure. I think Donkey Kong's an impressive game. It's just a game that I thought was alright. I voted for something else. To be fair, we're probably not going to do a best family game section, so I'll just say whatever. I voted for Split Fiction out of these. I liked Split Fiction the most. So. Yeah. Because when we do our categories, they're going to be a little different. Some will be the same, some will be different. So we're not going to do a best family game, because why would we? What do you reckon? What's going to win?
Best family game? Donkey Kong. Yeah. I mean, because another thing is, I never I never saw Donkey Kong ever being a console mover, but
No, and it hasn't really been historically. Like maybe Donkey Kong Country back in the day, but yeah, maybe just that. Also, though, just to go back one step, that best sports and racing. Shout out to Rematch, man. Look at all these big fucking hitters. You've got F1, you've got EAFC, got Mario Kart, you've got Nintendo, you've got Sega and Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which apparently is pretty good. Which I would like to give it a go some point.
same.
Rematch being a little studio making their, let's be honest, they're like, what if we turned Rocket League and made it into a real sport? With people kicking a ball instead of cars. What, soccer? No. Football? No. This is, but it actually looks like a lot of fun. Apparently, it's really, really well made, very addictive.
And it's done by
Shout out to them.
and it's done by the Sifu team.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so super cool branching out. Also, honourable mention earlier, I didn't shout them out when I should have. Best music and score. South of Midnight, I think, should have got a nomination on there. South of Midnight, they did really, really well with the score and the music. And the music had a lot of storytelling in it for the characters and stuff. Like, I think South of Midnight I don't think it should have won. But I think it should have got a nomination at least.
Got them Bayou beats.
Yeah. I that game it wasn't amazing, but it was good, and I'm glad I played it. Best fighting game, 2XKO. Man, we're not actually just reading that out loud. I don't like that name. I don't know. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. Can I just say, very average year for fighting games. I know that every year is not going to be remarkable, but what have we got? We've got Virtua Fighter releasing a game they've already released before in a different package and updates. Yeah, okay, sure. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, okay, bundled games. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 bundled games. I have no idea for this one. I don't know what the best is. 2XKO, I played for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. No, just didn't click with me. I'm a Riot Games hater in terms of their company practices. I don't know, man. You know what? This is one I'm just going to pick for the one I want. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
In a way, Legacy Collection I think is a better value, but I think that you just get better games in Capcom Fighting Collection 2. We agree on this one.
Yeah.
Best Sim/strategy game, The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm just going to say remake, it's easier. Jurassic Park Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civ 7, Tempest Rising, 2 Point Museum. It is a genre that I'm not the biggest player of, to be honest. It's not really something that not something I vibe with. I don't know what it will be. I feel like, from what I've seen of The Alters, I'd probably like that to win. Final Fantasy Tactics, also like, right, but it's a remake. It's just kind of like,
yeah.
I think a remake can win awards, but I think the remake has to be exceptional. And I think this seems really good, but I don't know. Civ 7, people had a lot of complaints about it on launch, but people always do. So, I'm just going to say Civ 7 because it's fucking Civ.
I'm going to say Final Fantasy Tactics because it's about time we got it.
Yeah, I've heard people were saying, I don't know, I'd have to have another look, I can't remember if it's on there, but The Alters, people are like, that should win for like best performance because one guy plays all these, because the Alters, right, they're all different alternative versions of the same character, and it's the same voice actor for all these dudes. Because they're all versions of him. Like, yeah, that guy, if he hasn't been nominated, that's a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's like amazing, like performance-wise.
Oh, this game, The Alters.
Yeah, looked super interesting. Like, it's not my type of game, but I was still like, man, I am interested. I'm intrigued. Best role-playing game. We've got Avowed. We've got E33. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Outer Worlds 2, Monster Hunter Wilds. So Monster Hunter Wilds, people weren't that hot on. Like, it seems to have like the one guy we know who plays it is still playing it a lot. People were originally like, oh, it doesn't have the legs like Monster Hunter World, but
It's too
added
easy.
a lot of updates. Yeah. It's interesting that Obsidian's got 2 games on this list though as well. Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed. Avowed, I don't think set the world on fire. Outer Worlds 2 is apparently very good, but I don't know if very good is enough. Kingdom Comes Deliverance 2. I think in terms of if you're a real big role-playing game fan, if all you do is play RPGs, I could see a lot of people wanting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It is a Western RPG's wet dream. But it's going to be Expedition 33. Come on.
Not
What are
even
we
close.
doing here?
Not
What are we
even
doing?
close.
That's winning. That's winning, bro. That's got to be. 100%. Yeah. I'm not biased. Best action adventure game, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which technically released last year, but it released actually in the window just after the kind of Game Awards, so it was a bit awkward. So fair enough, it's been nominated. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Split Fiction. I think Silk Song's gonna win.
You reckon?
Look, I could be completely wrong. I could see it being Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yotei. It really could be those. It could be, and I wouldn't be upset. I don't have a horse in this race, really, to be quite honest. But I think it's going to be Silk Song. I think that the way people talk about Silk Song, they're so hot on it. I'm like one of the only people I've seen be a little negative about it. And I still think it was good, but it definitely had some shortcomings.
Yeah, I would say that just because it's the whole like goodwill meme of, hey, there hasn't been any internal conflict. We haven't had a massive staff change. It's like, we just want to release the game when it's ready. By the way, here it is, $30, please.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was 20 USD, so it was a fucking bargain for people.
And the point that people were getting upset that they released it.
Oh, it's too cheap. Oh, they should. It's like, yeah, they could have charged more money, but they were like, look,
you've waited long enough.
This is what we wanted to do. I'm also going to just check, just in case. Let's just double check. Yeah, 20 USD. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't talking shit. I think so. Best action game. This is the first time we've seen Doom the Dark Ages mentioned. Battlefield 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Crazy as well, though. Shinobi got the nomination
and
not Ragebound.
Yeah.
But there would have been 2 Ninja Gaiden games, and a lot of people say that they thought Shinobi was better. I haven't played it yet, but I do plan on picking it up. I'm thinking Hades 2, man. I think Hades 2 is going to win it.
I mean, I can see Hades 2 winning, but
you know what your heart wants.
And it wants Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Look, you've played it as well, so you feel like you've seen what it has to offer. So I get you picking that 100%. Back your goat, King. Best debut indie game. So this is interesting because we've got Blueprints, we've got Expedition 33. It's not an indie game. They have a publisher.
Yeah.
It's not self-published. That's not indie. It's not independent. It is a debut game for the studio. It is like, but they have a publisher. So they're not independent. That's what indie means. Not indie style game. If you said indie style, even then it's AA.
Yeah.
It's a AA game.
It's a pretty looking game.
Yeah. It's not indie. So, but it's fine. What's that? Despiller?
Yeah, I haven't.
I'm not even familiar with this game. It's a soccer game about people. Oh, I have seen something about this. That's an interesting aesthetic, actually. That's kind of cool.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't know much about it. Dispatch. Dispatch? I mean, Dispatch is cool, man.
I
Megabonk. So Megabonk, the developer of Megabonk's asked to be removed from it, though, because he said, it's not my debut indie title, because I've worked on other projects under different names, but this is the first project under this name, so it wouldn't be fair for me to be on there, because it's not my debut game. I'm
oh,
like, that's
what a
fair.
G.
And like I say, E33 shouldn't be on there, because it's not indie. However, E33.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta be. Best performance. So this one I find this very difficult to pick. And because it's a lot of it's voted by industry people and stuff as well, it could go differently than we think. So Ben Starr for E33, Charlie Cox for E33, Erika Ishii for Ghost Yote, Jennifer English E33, Ko Natsu Kato, Silent Hill F, Troy Baker, Indiana Jones, and The Great Circle.
I kind of wish
So-
they had the characters they voiced in it alongside.
So we had Verso, we had Gustav, we had Mael. And we had Troy Baker was Indiana Jones, and I don't know the Silent Hill F character. Okay. Dude, I must say, the voice acting job that Troy Baker did for Indiana Jones was really good. He sounded very much like the part, which was awesome. Charlie Cox, a lot of people don't want him to win, but only because it's like he only showed up and did like a 4-hour session, then left. He's not passionate about it. That doesn't mean that was a fucking awesome performance.
Mm-hmm.
The Gustav performance was really, really good, and I liked because people were like, oh, yeah, but he's not. You can tell he's not acting like a real voice actor. Like in the it didn't sound like a true like voice actor. I thought he sounded so good. I love the character that's like he doesn't want to fucking be there. Shit goes down and he does not want to be there at all. And then he has moments where he has to kind of step up and he's a bit of like a reluctant leader in moments and stuff. I love a reluctant leader. I'm a reluctant leader. It's like, no one else will do the job. I'll fucking do it. I don't want to do it. So I think it was actually a really good performance. Jennifer English as well. Great performance. Erika Ishii's performance in Ghost Yote I've seen is really, really good. And same with the Silent Hill F. These are all awesome. Renoir got snubbed though. Andy Serkis killed it as well. Andy Serkis was so good. So I'm going Ben Starr.
I'm going Ben Starr because whenever I think Verso, I think of probably my favourite scene in that whole game. And that's when you meet up with Monoko and he's just like, and you'll join me. He's like, oh, no, never again. It's like, there'll be scraps. Oh, yeah, there'll be scraps. Yeah, no, I'm in.
It's so good. It's so good, man. I love that scene. For me, it's his performance at depending on the choice you pick, the end of the game, absolutely destroyed me. So, I think that I got to give it to Ben Starr for sure. One particular line that I won't say because you have to experience it for yourself absolutely fucking crushes me. So yeah, Ben Starr for sure, and super biased. Ben Starr just seems like a fucking awesome dude, and the Bellatrix calendar that he's doing is Jimbo amazing. I'm considering buying it. I don't even want to have a calendar, but I'm like, that'd be a funny thing to have. Best independent game. Isn't that what indie means? What are we're doing? Best debut indie game. So we got best debut indie game. Now we've got best indie game. Independent game. Bro, it's a little silly to do. That's fine. Okay. I guess the debut is to shine a light on some new people. So Absalom, which
Looks
fucking
fun. I really want to play it.
Bull Pit, which is a bit of fun.
Yep.
Blueprints. Dude, Dude, look at this though. How well did they do on Game Pass for the curation of Game Pass? They had Ball Pit, they had Blueprints, they got E33, they got Hades 2, they got Silksong. Crazy, crazy good curation on there.
You had a good thing going,
they actually killed
Xbox.
it. Yeah, they did really well with that. The only one they didn't have was Absalom. So, I mean, it's got to be E33. Even though it's not an independent game, once again.
And
Okay, let's remove that. Then I've got Hades 2.
And I gotta say that, yep, I would say Hades 2, but I gotta say that with Ball Pit, it has definitely been scratching a mindless itch for me. Like, when I'm watching I just want to listen to something, but I kind of got to keep my hands moving a little bit. I'll just be doing run-throughs on Ball Pit.
Yeah, and the fidget spinners across the room. So what's a man to do?
Exactly. So Ball Pit, like, it is not that deep, but the synergies you can do are pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a game I'll go and play 3 rounds of or something. But cool, I've had my fill, and then I'll come back to it in a few days. You know, I would have liked to see Blueprints win some awards, to be honest, because I didn't get around to playing it, but it just seems so cool and so unique. But I just haven't had time, man.
I got Sam into Blueprints, and he finally
Did you?
Yeah, and he finally got to, because you got to map out the room to get to this certain floor, and he's like, and I finally did it, and I was just like, oh yeah, and how it's like, so that was the tutorial.
Yeah. Innovation and accessibility. This is a hard one because it's kind of difficult to know who had all these accessibility options. So, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom the Dark Ages, EAFC, South of Midnight. I'm going to be honest, man. Doom, I saw, had a lot of accessibility options and sliders and all that. And I think this might be what Doom wins. I could be wrong. Could be any of them. This is not my expertise, but I'm going to pick Doom the Dark Ages. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to chuck my vote to you, because I have played none of these.
True. I finished 2 of them.
South of Midnight
Doom and
Doom.
South of Midnight. Yeah.
And EA Sports FC 26, because you're a big fan.
Yeah, I clocked it, bro. I got all the packs, bro. I spent $1 billion and I got a team of 37 Messi.
Messi.
Yeah. So my bench was stacked, bro. You got to believe it. What's football do? 11 aside, I think.
They call it the beautiful game.
Nothing beautiful about watching a bunch of men that lift their shirts up when they get a goal, bro. Best game direction: E33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Split Fiction. You know it's E33.
Yep. Yeah.
Game of the year: E33, Death Stranding 2, Banana, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Silksong, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I finished 4 of those games. Right? I didn't play Death Stranding 2 or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's got to be E33.
Yeah.
It's got to be, man.
E33 for me, but also, do you reckon it's a little bit cheeky, Hades 2 being in there just because it's been in early access for X amount of years?
No, I think you count from the full release.
Okay, alright.
I think what can hurt these games a lot is they can be hindered by being in that early access window, and then it ruins a lot of the potential shine that you could have. So, yeah. So E33, I think, is going to clean up, and that gets to the next part, which I thought was super interesting. The games that have had the most nominations for awards at the Game Awards, right? So Elden Ring got nominated for 8. Spider-Man 2 got nominated for 8. Alan Wake 2, 8. Deathloop got nominated for 9. That was a fairly slow year, to be quite honest. No hate to Deathloop, but it genuinely was. Like, it won Game of the Year, I'm pretty sure, and a lot of people gave it like really high reviews, and now people are like, yeah, wasn't actually that good. This is like this is the Dragon Age Inquisition of this generation. Baldur's Gate 3, 9, Death Stranding 10, Last of Us Part 2, 11, God of War Ragnarok 11, E33 12. It's now had the most nominations in Game Awards history. AA game. Because they got 3 voice acting ones. And they got two indie ones. They kind of cheated. It shouldn't be in the indie ones. But still. I still think overall deserved. But it's super interesting. Because if, like... Yeah, even Hades 1 getting 9. Like, having AA game there. Then we got a few AAAs. Hades, so you've got indie. Then you got Alan Wake 2, which I'd say is AA, and the rest are AAAs. Impressive that a AA game has the most nominations, though.
I like the idea of like the person getting the nomination for indie and like for E33, and they're just like we're not an indie studio, and the person nominated goes slaps them on the back. It's like, here's your trophy.
Yeah. Be like Valve, because Valve's like Valve's one big team, you know, and being like, oh, Valve releases Half-Life 3, and they're like, well, they are independent. That's an indie game. You're like, fuck off, bro. What are we doing? So, yes, they self-publish, but I think that our predictions are going to be fairly good. I mean, maybe E33 doesn't win all those, but I think it should, personally. Like, I think it was just exceptional. The fact that usually what happens, the games that release like early in the year, this was like a February release, they don't end up in the zeitgeist, and they end up like, once the Game Awards come along, they often don't win because they're just not fresh in people's mind. This game is still like, I know E33 fans have become now like the new insufferable fans, like the new Undertale fans and stuff, and it's like you've never played a JRPG before, that's why you think this is good. Look, I've played them, but I fell off them, and now this has brought me back to being open to JRPGs again. Like, style games. I know it's not Japanese, but I've done so much for that genre. Now Square Enix is like, oh, do we want to do more high-budget turn-based games? Yes! Please do this!
Return back to your roots.
We would love that.
Stop trying to chase the Western audience and just make games you're good at.
Yeah. Do what you're good at. Because that's what will bring people in as well. Stick to your strengths. So I want to make a prediction. I want a prediction, and I want to know one thing that you personally want to see. So mine is with Valve doing their big announcements. Because there's been rumours that Half-Life 3 is going to be announced, right? And yes, there's a lot of memes like, oh, Half-Life 3 is going to be announced.
Half-Life 3
it was
confirmed.
last year as well. And last year I said, I'm like, there's no way. Half-Life 3 is not being announced. And it wasn't. But Valve being like, we've got all this new hardware coming out. What goes real well with new hardware, Stephen? New software. I don't know if it's going to be Half-Life 3, but I think that Valve is going to announce something. And I'm going to say a Half-Life project. Maybe it's with the new headset, there's going to be a new version of Half-Life Alyx that's got a new chapter in it, and up-res, and maybe all these things, and we've made the controls a little better. Maybe it's something like that. I hope it's not. Or maybe they're like, Deadlock's getting a full release on this date. But I think that would be a little underwhelming to just do that. If they go, Deadlock's coming out, and here's a trailer for a Half-Life or something. I think they're going to show something Half-Life related. But we will see. I may be too hopeful, but that is the time to do it when you've announced a bunch of new hardware. So what do you think? What have you got for a prediction?
For a prediction? Okay.
Yeah,
This is going to be real niche, but just because of the way that they've been doing it, been showing things off, perhaps another Virtua Fighter tech demo.
Oh yeah.
Because what they've done in the past is like when they showed the first thing of like the fight, that was choreographed. It's like we're doing this to show you some moves in motion and how fluid it looks. And then they released another tech demo of blocking and parrying. It's like, hey, we want to show you how responsive the blocking in this is. And the guy says, like, I'm pretty sure he said, the team says, like, this is way away from being made. It's like, but we really do want to test the waters to see, it's like, do you want this game? Like, we will make it. We just need to know that there's an audience for this. So they've been releasing these little tech demos of just choreographed footage, choreographed fights. So I reckon I'm hoping we get another tech demo just to like buy interest.
Cool. Yeah, I could see that. RGG showing off a bit of that because what can't they do? They can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I'm actually so much more interested for their Virtua Fighter than knowing it's them. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
got my attention.
And
oh, you go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the whole thing was like I love the whole thing of the whole shit of the only way that people were able to play Virtua Fighter 5 was through Yakuza 7, and then RGG were like, oh yeah, we're releasing Virtua Fighter 5 in the RGG system, PS4, PS5 exclusive, and then they finally brought it to PC, and I was just like, nah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
We love RGG.
Yeah. You're the biggest RGG fan around. It's good shit. They're not games for me, but I'm like, man, I love seeing what they're doing. They got a great output for a big quality bar as well. Masterfully reused assets, which is not a bad thing. It's actually that they're just one of the best at it, so appreciate them. The next one is what's something we want to see. So obviously, I want to see. I've got kind of two things, but they're kind of one and the same. I want to see either something new from Software, but I feel like the more reasonable is they announced Duskbloods previously, and they've announced it for Switch exclusive, which I'm like, that's wild. But 2026, I want a release date and a new trailer showing gameplay for Duskbloods, and I think there's a chance we see that. But that's what I want. What do you want to see?
And a small bit. This one probably won't happen, but it'll be really nice if we get some hints for Alex coming to Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
But what I think is more likely is I would love more information on Stranger Than Heaven, the new RGG game.
Yeah, I think we'll get a new trailer. I can see that happen. Yeah. Good choice. So yeah, that's gonna conclude that segment. So we'll get into what we're playing. So there's a couple ones for me to just skim over anyway. So I finished Legend ZA, so I like that. I don't think I'm going to bother with the DLC. I'm pretty happy with where I ended it. I was kind of like, cool. I've finished it. I've seen what the game has to offer. I don't really need any more. It's cool. We played a little Repo the other week, which once again, I've talked about Repo before, but just a bit of friend slop. Just had a good time. Old mate Script, who doesn't enjoy playing it, couldn't make it, so we were like, Repo, let's fucking go. You've been the master game suggester recently, Stephen. You've been the best suggester. You suggested Repo when Script wasn't there. You suggested Isaac, so we played Binding of Isaac 4-player.
Which was mad.
Which we've only played one session of. We got to see if DT actually enjoyed himself. I hope he did, because I'd be keen to play it next week. But the chaos of the game, there's so much for these boys to learn. I think if we play a bit more Isaac, I think in the next one I'll go a little more in depth on Isaac, because it's a complex game. But the 2 games I've been playing, so I've put some rambling fucking notes on this, but I alluded to this game before, Still Wakes the Deep. So, because I still got my Game Pass subscription, I booted that up. I had a friend recommend it like probably 6 months ago, and I've been wanting to play it, and just haven't got around to it, but it felt I got to be in the right mood for a horror game. And there will be some slight spoilers in this, so if you don't want to hear it, skip ahead. But it's a horror walking simulator on an oil rig. And it's based in Scotland, and there's just the Scottish slang. It's hilarious because you hear the words they say, and the subtitles say something different because they're translating the slang for you, which is awesome. There's really thick Scottish accents, and it's so you're on this oil rig, and then shit starts going wrong. You're supposed to get away. You get fired. You're supposed to found out there's something you did back on land, and you've been fired, and then a big rumble happens, and your mate falls into the water. You go, oh fuck! So then you go to try save your mate, and so on. But he's long gone. I think you end up falling into the water. They fish you out, and then when you wake up, there's shit's pretty fucked on the oil rig, and you're walking around trying to see who's around. There's not many people. There's a couple of like easy puzzles and stuff, but there's an eerie atmosphere. And then eventually you find that some of your crewmates have been turned into these eldritch kind of like monsters, and they're trying to like hunt people down. You see people get killed. There's a lot of like environmental storytelling with like you see a lot of blood and stuff, just like blood trails around before you see any of it. There are kind of quick time events where you're kind of balancing and stuff, but they don't feel egregious like the old quick time events in games. And you just got to go around. There's a couple of other characters alive, and you're just trying to get off this oil rig. You're trying to fix things up and try to help people to get yourselves off this rig. And the whole time your character's kind of losing his mind. You're having these flashbacks and stuff, often conversations with your wife, usually getting grilled about your kids. And ultimately the story, I won't spoil that part. I won't spoil that if anyone wants to play it. But yeah, just the atmosphere and stuff, and the creaking of the vessel and the noises of the creatures and stuff around, like it's just really good, man. Just really good, really well done. Took me about 4.5 hours to complete it. Yeah, so if anyone's a fan of horror or walking sims, like I say, not my thing normally, this is a really good game. Oh man, you could get lost in this so easily, and I know like the meme of like yellow paint theme. Without the yellow paint, bro, I would not have known where to go in some of these spots, because they're going for like, it's not hyper realistic, but they're going for a realism kind of art style. With your more like stylized games, it's far easier to direct people naturally without being like yellow paint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can turn the yellow paint off if you want as well, which is cool. But nah, I would recommend having it on this game, because you won't know where to go without. It's just the way it is. They've tried to make it look like a realistic oil rig.
When did yellow paint as a guidance like happen? Because they have it in Ninja Gaiden 4 for parts.
Yeah, I don't know when it first came about, but it's usually from playtesting. And if people are like, "Where do I go?" they're just like, "Yeah, mate, they're yellow." Yeah. Oh, dude, the crew members that have been taken over by this thing, because I watched a YouTube video. I was like, man, what is this creature? What is this thing? And watched a YouTube video. It's like, yeah, it doesn't tell you. I was like, oh, okay. So it's like an eldritch kind of cosmic horror thing. But yeah, but the those creatures still have a bit of the person in them. They repeat a lot of the same lines. Like, yes, you could argue because it's AA indie game. Well, is it indie? Is it AA? Yeah. You know, save on budget, but it's still part of their humanity is in that person. I mean, in that creature, which is kind of scary. It's like a guy who's like in engineering, and he's just like, "Who's been messing with my dials?" You know, but in a Scottish accent. So, yeah, man, really, really good horror walking sim. Highly recommend. Bit of fun. Love the accents as well. The other game I've been playing, which I got bought for my birthday, Escape from Duckov. I've really been enjoying the time I've spent on this. Let me have a look. I've spent more time than I would have thought, which is not much because we've got a couple of mates who've been playing it, and you know they'll put more time in it. I've spent 8.3 hours on it so far. Oh yeah, the boys are 26 hours and 24 hours in it. So it's a pretty much it's top down. It's kind of angled, so it's not top down, but there is a one you can change. But extraction game where you play as a duck and it's single player, and it's very much based off Tarkov. But the fact that navigating to get the quests and the merchant and stuff is significantly better than Tarkov should tell you a lot. All the systems are easier. It's dumbed down massively, but you pick up, you go out, you loot things, you do some quests. It's like, go out and find me this thing. There's a little fishing mini game. You get better loot. You attach different attachments to them. You find ammo. You can then later find blueprints and upgrade your ammo from this rusted ammo to, normal ammo, which is better. There's crafting systems, and there's little base building kind of things to build things out. So yeah, having those little quests definitely keeps it fresh for me. Is like you go out, you go to these new zones that are harder. There's bosses to fight. There's a lot more to this game than I would have thought. Considering I wish listed it, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll pick it up when it's cheap. And shout out, friend of the show, Ruben. Ruben bought it for me for my birthday, and I was like, oh okay, well, I guess I'll play it. Yeah, man, pretty fun wee game. I don't have heaps to say about it. But it's just a fun little indie game that I'd recommend if you've got a little bit of money burning a hole in your pocket and you want to dabble. So, shout out to Escape from Tarkov, better than the real thing, I say. So what have you been playing?
So dabbling Hades 2. I was like, I'm gonna play.
You finished it, didn't you?
I did. I was just like, I'm going to adapt to a new play style because I love the torches and just having boons that replenish my magic, and always trying to get the Zeus boon of chain lightning.
Best one, especially on that weapon.
And I'll just do a couple of playthroughs like, no, I'm going to use another one. I'm going to try something different. I'll be like, nah, this run sucks, I'm ending the night, and I just go back to using the torches. It's like, nah. I have been playing a game. Well, played a game that initially I was like, this is an autism game, and it's just too autistic for me. I don't see any staying power in it for me. I was going to play it as a meme of slight intrigue, but I was like, this isn't it. And then next thing I know, it's been 3 hours and I have been soaping and water blasting with choosing different nozzles to clean this fucking bathroom. Of course I'm talking about Power Wash Simulator 2. Like, it's the concept of it is so dumb, but you just find yourself doing it, and it's relaxing. But also they have an incentive of, you've got like this big apartment complex that you can spend money on furniture and just shit like that, and it's like, I remember that, thank God they have a system or a mechanic where things press Q and it highlights dirt. Because when I was in the bathroom, I was like, that should be everything. No more surprises. Because usually when you finish cleaning something, it will open up and there'll be more stuff to do. I'll be like, that's everything. I've cleaned the sink. I've cleaned the changing table. I've cleaned the fucking roof. Why am I at 99%? And I press Q. And it has like a little indicator. I was like, what's up here? And then I get closer, and there are just specks on the air conditioning unit. And I was like, oh God. Satisfying when I got it done, though.
It seems like a really addictive game, eh? Like,
but it's also relaxing, kind of.
yeah, I get that. Very satisfying, eh? Just being able to remove all the dirt. Like Script told you about the sort of cleanup detail, which kind of paved the way for Power Wash Simulator, and how I would, when the boys weren't looking, I'd sneak through and put bloody footprints through, and it's like, oh, who did that? And I'm like, I don't know, man, could have been anyone. Just being an absolute menace because, well, it's who I am. So yeah, I get the appeal. I think it's something that I should give a go at some point when I've got a chance because I can see it. I don't know if it'll grab me, but yeah, it's fine.
The thing is, I was just like, because I'm gonna buy it before I'll play it on Game Pass until my subscription runs out. Then I'm thinking of buying it, but then I look at one. And there's so many DLC. Like, there's Shrek, there's fucking SpongeBob. I was like,
I
dang.
find it so funny that whole thing with the sacred symbols. Colin Moriarty talking about playing the Shrek Power Wash Simulator DLC, and he's never seen Shrek. And I'm like, this is such like a. You may be one of the only people in the world that's played that DLC and hasn't seen Shrek. Like, it's so bizarre. It's like this isn't for you, really. But he's like, oh, it's a level and I want to play it, and he loves it. So you're like, why not?
Somebody
so
once
funny,
told me.
It's somebody. He kicks the door down. Shout out. We love Shrek. All right, are you dabbling any other games?
Well, I'm gonna be down. Well, I've been playing multiplayer Divinity 2. The game that I wouldn't say no. I would say it put Larian on the map. And then they went in to do Baldur's Gate with like a couple of boys, which is nice. I'm gonna dabble some Moonlighter 2.
Gaslighter too.
Yeah, man. The game that you said was good. Um, you told me.
Yeah, that's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. I haven't played it.
And I played a little bit before we started recording today, and the intro to the game I found was perfect. Because first game, shopkeeper, and then in the second game, you get chucked through a portal. There's this angry lizard person. They're just like, 3 months you've been at that shop for. It's like, you haven't made money at that shop for 3 months. It's like, you could stay out in the desert for all I care. It's like, don't you dare come back to that. He's like, go get some relics for us to sell. Don't you dare come back until that backpack's full. It's like, until then, this desert's your home. And you just get up, you're like, okay, I'll get some rallies.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. 3 months with no income. Oh shit, that's not good, eh?
Man, I may be low income, but I'll never be low income.
Because you sell relics.
Exactly. So, yeah, hell yeah. Anything else on the list at the moment? I mean, that was a pretty good list, to be fair.
No.
All right, let's get to this is Steam review. Like report of the week.
Hi,
shout out to the review, bro.
welcome.
What an absolute fucking like legend of the internet, eh? What a dude.
We love review, bruh, and his origin.
Yeah, we do, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and he's got that pop music career on the side.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Shout out to him. So my reviews for Still Wakes the Deep. The real horror is that everyone is Scottish. And that's from Cylon. So it was a funny little review. So shout out to Cylon for that one. It's good shit.
I've got one from Tombstone, and it's for the Sonic Racing Crossworld game. And I have no interest in Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise, but this is generally a brilliant racing game. Great to play with friends while you're all on ketamine.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, that rules. All right. Pretty sizable episode this one, mate. So far, 2 hours, about 2 hours 45. Not bad, not too shabby. So, I don't know when we're going to do our Game of the Year awards. I think we'll do it after the Game Awards because it's also the Game Awards happens like early December. We want time for everything to kind of come out and be out there, and then we can do our awards after. So I think we'll do that. I thought about originally, I was like, do we do some negative game awards? Ooh, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Nah.
I don't want to do it like a biggest flop of the year or like a Ubisoft's worst game of the year. I don't know. But I was like, no, I want to keep it positive. Ultimately, it's not about slagging anyone off. It's not about bringing attention to things that people miss the mark. I think it's about bringing games up and celebrating the industry and what we love. So yeah, we'll be doing that at some point. Like I say, probably after the Game Awards one. But yeah, it's good ep. So anyone who's made it this far, I know it's cringe, but look, if you do the like, comment, subscribe, that would be a massive help. Helps for the algorithm, helps for all of that kind of stuff, and it would be very much appreciated.
Do the needful.
If you could.
Do the thing I like.
Yeah, do the thing Stephen likes. That's your boy, right?
Smash my button.
You want to make your boy happy,
yeah,
don't you? If you don't,
guess who's not shooting rope tonight?
Man, I love shooting rope.
More than anything.
Dude, Muhammad Ali, bro, he did the rope of dope. You know what I'm saying? You're just shooting buckets while you're like...
No, you're just on.
What are we
You're just
doing?
on the kids. It's just like just trying to shoot a singular rope. It's like I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, you know what? If you made it this far, comment "roper dope" down in the comments. I will forget as well. Like, bro, why did Scriptlet comment "roper dope"? I won't even remember why.
Someone would just go, "I hope you get the rope."
If you got the rope, that'd be dope. Oh god! All right, anyone who's still here, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one.